Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome to our little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I am joined by my wizards wishing for the wisdom of the Watcher of the Weave. Say hello, everyone.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What could possibly
If there are dice, I will roll them.
Hey.
Welcome back to Season 3 of Rolling with Difficulty, the adventures of the crew of the Aspera. We're so excited to be back. I definitely do not have a huge knot in my stomach that has been slowly encroaching on me over the course of a couple weeks. I hope everyone else feels similarly energized and excited. Before we get into all the good stuff, I do have to throw it over for some announcements, so over to Sophia.
And much like my home team, the Phillies, letting me down in the World Series this year, I'm going to drop the ball on that one. But you know what? Go Fightins. I don't care. We got spirit. And shout out to the guy who ate an entire rotisserie chicken in Philly like the day after we lost the World Series. That was really the spirit of the slate coming through. But that is not relevant
40
to this pod.
times.
40. It was the 40th one, but we do not have time to talk about that because we are here instead to talk about rolling with difficulty and all of our recent developments, of which there are many, because with the launch of Season 3, we have a few exciting new places for you to engage with the rolling with difficulty community and cast established. So we're really thrilled to announce that if you have not already seen it, we have a Rolling with Difficulty Discord and a new Rolling with Difficulty Patreon. Both of these crazy, nuts, amazing. Both of these places are for you guys to engage with other members of the Rolling with Difficulty community, and the Patreon is a great way to help support the show, help us keep the adventures coming at you. We've got really cool exclusives on there, lots of little behind the scenes bits, and just it's a nice way to help the Aspera stay in one piece and not falling apart, because as the resident mechanic of the crew, I do have to remind everyone that it is in desperate need of repair constantly. So please, for the love of God, help us keep our ship from breaking down in the middle of the astral sea. And thank you to everyone who has been involved in the Discord and now on the Patreon. You guys are amazing. We really love the community that has formed around the show. We really appreciate you guys. Every time someone tweets fan art of Dani at me and chooses which color Dani they would like it to be, my heart grows 3 sizes bigger. But
it's huge at this point, a massive distended heart.
Finding an apartment to rent with a heart like this is nuts.
We have to keep getting bigger X-ray measuring devices to show it.
Well, it
and
actually
it keeps
busted
busting
through.
each of them.
Yeah. My dog dressed as the reindeer was really concerned for me. But it's a topical and relevant thing. We're recording this before the holidays, and that's going to be topical and relevant when this episode releases in January. But
we'll have passed Christmas by that point, and New Year's.
Keep Christmas in your heart all year long, Noir. But yeah, thank you
Some
guys.
of us are Jewish.
Now that this train wreck is off the rails, if you want to check all that fun stuff out, it's linked in the show notes below. And just a once a season reminder that we do also have a merch store if you're looking to support the podcast. We've got really cool character art stickers on there, travel posters to the Planescape drawn by our very own Red. Just a lot of really neat products. So if you want to show your love for the pod, help Plug's character art become our best-selling product, then you can check out the merch store, also linked in the show notes. Take down bold words and insect plague range.
What?
That is
what is this campaign that you suddenly pitched?
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of
I'm
this
competing against Noir to have our 1 degree of separation design be the bestseller of the shop.
We love a one-sided feud.
Yeah, this is personal beat. I just think my best boy deserves better.
I would love it if Plug became the best-selling.
But that is also linked in the show notes if you want to check it out. But with all of that housekeeping out of the way, we have to turn now to today's sponsor, World Anvil. Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world. And when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called Whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, doodle some fan art of your favorite robot characters holding hands, or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are. And it only gets better, because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. And you can find the link to World Anvil in the show notes below. Be sure to check that out. And thank you again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's adventure. But I think with that, I'm just gonna let this ball roll right on back over to Austin. Just kick it to the other side of the field. We're changing the metaphor. It's soccer now.
I'd like to point out that you had two other metaphors just in that spiel that were already more varied than the pop fly baseball one. So it's in you. God. It's there. The potential.
We love a good convoluted metaphor.
Well, if you love those, then you're in for a thrilling season of them, because I gotta do this every week. And it's not going to get any clearer as the time goes on. But back to you, Austin.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Block that goal.
Thank you so much. I have no further announcements, so unless anyone wants to back out, we all good?
That was an option.
Committed?
Go home. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, bye, Wally. No healer. We're
nice
fine.
Little nap.
All right.
Then I guess with no further ado, Noir, could you start us off?
Oh, God.
So with the magic stored in this vessel, I craft my wish.
The words sent as prayer met Mistra's ears. She stopped the things she was doing, reconstituted herself from her various responsibilities across the planescape. Her newly formed eyes took in her domain from the vantage point of her palace window. The great city of Dwemerheart spread out below her, the maze-like walls and libraries glowing with enchantments and illusions, practiced and maintained by her practitioners. The streets lit with the patrolling lantern archons who hoped to one day join their numbers. The greatest study of magic took place on this carved-off mountaintop, all under the watchful eye of the Keeper of the Weave herself. She beckoned her hand, summoned the scrying pool to the middle of her crystal chamber. The well-practiced words from her mouth cast the divinatory spell, and she waived the restriction on viewing a being of another world, though she knew this would draw the ire of the Lady of the Pain somewhat, and ignored the ability for the target of her interest to resist her magics. The image shimmered into effect on the surface of the water, and she saw the source of the voice that she knew from once before. The Mechanite, clad in blue and silver. That was not what interested her, though. Not entirely. The ring he twisted around his finger was, to most, it may seem a beautiful but ordinary golden band, but to her it seemed to glow a bright yellow, blazing as the sun. To her, it seemed to sit on the weave with the same weight that a boulder might when placed upon a fine silken tapestry, pressing into it and bending the fragile piece of art to its will. The air of her study rang with a sudden pop, and a man appeared, old, balding, with a white beard and a red jewel-toned cloak, staff clasped in his right hand, the image that came to most when they thought the word wizard.
"Are you all right, my lady?"
The old man spoke.
"I felt the rules of magic bend for my sanctum below."
"Yes, Azith. A mortal of interest, little more," Mistress said, though her words trailed off absently.
There is a part of me that knows I may be simply speaking to the stars, that I have overestimated my brief importance in the vastness of your knowing, that you have no obligation to respond.
"Is he praying?"
"He is indeed. You sound surprised." She cocked her head towards the figure, dressed as an old man, though her eyes never left the scry. "You know I have many faithful who believe in the work."
"Yes, of course, my lady, but respectfully, he is not a faithful of magic, merely a scholar of it."
A thin smile graced Mistra's lips. There was a time when they were considered one and the same. Not that I remember it, of course, but still.
No, this one is not a faithful. But he is not like any I have seen in some time.
I ask for no riches. I do not vie for power. I am not like those before me who were arrogant enough to think that your position could be usurped. I am simply casting my wish to you in faith.
He has the power to restore anything he has lost. Instead, he seeks my wisdom and guidance on the subject. Arrogant, yes, yet an act of humility. He possesses judgment.
Consider it a prayer.
Azith stroked his beard. Perhaps not. He could solve all this himself. Why not just reach into his mind and remove the psionic? Because then he wouldn't learn. And he so greatly wants to learn. Who are we to stand in his way? Her eyes had still not left the scry. She watched the magic manifest from the ring as Virla called upon it, tugged on the strings of the weave in a way few had ever had the chance to do before.
But in doing so, I will invoke the name you assumed so many eons ago, and with it, all the power it holds. Lady of Spells, Mother of Magic, Keeper of the Weave, Mistra, I wish for you to help me find my old crew.
You're planning something. Azith wasn't questioning, but he kept the accusation out of his voice. She often sought his advice, but he had known her long enough to tell when she had set her mind to something.
Guide me to the locations. If they are lost, I shall find them.
I always am. I have to be. The worlds are changing, once again. The more allies we have, the better. The more tools at our disposal, the better. So, I will aid him, because I have to. And with any luck, I can lead him down a path beneficial to him and to us.
If they are imprisoned, I shall free them.
Mistra wove her hand through the weave, her charge, once again, pulled herself from Elysium to the Astral Sea. She could not go to him in Sigil, but they could meet here, in the world between worlds. Azith watched her shift away, looked back at the now fading image of the mechanite in the pool.
If they are dead, I shall bury them.
Good luck, Arcanist. Let us hope you are as special as Our Lady believes. With that, he stepped backwards and returned to his domain in a flash of light, leaving the chamber as empty as it was only a moment ago, before everything had changed. When last we left our heroes...
Ha!
And that's the preview of the Rolling with Difficulty novelization, coming soon to a Barnes & Noble near you.
When last we left our heroes, we find ourselves in a familiar setting. The Astral Sea, the Silver Sea, the world between worlds. A figure standing clad in purples and blues, her long dark hair, her feet floating above the still mirror-like surface, maybe 10 feet away from her. Virla, though not in his corporeal form, an entirely silvered body, semi-translucent, his astral form, the silver thread that connects him back to his mortal body, extending from his back like a leash. We find ourselves here. As she says, well, maybe we should begin. Mistra gives a faint twitch of her hand. Go ahead and, Virla, roll a perception check real quick.
Oh my goodness, already.
Wisdom.
Alrighty. 14.
14. It definitely looked like she was casting a spell, but nothing really seems to happen.
Great.
Like her hand did the thing. You know, there was a somatic component, but
Yes.
it didn't look like she done anything.
Her hand did the thing. We all know.
We all know magic. We've seen it. We've been there.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
we
her hand
all
did
know
the
what
thing.
we're
We've all
talking
seen
about.
it.
Come on.
Yeah.
She does that and then turns her head towards you. You have outstanding commitments you must see to before you may commit yourself to this journey and all that it entails. And more importantly, you will need to see through these commitments. I will be in touch when it is necessary, and will use my works to aid you when you require the guidance.
That is all I ask.
Very well. I suppose I shall be seeing you again soon, Virla.
Lady.
You may follow your thread home. And she gestures to the silver thread that is sitting behind you.
So I'm back, or am I swimming back?
If you reach behind yourself and pull on it,
Okay.
you find yourself basically yanking on the line that is tethering you, and you emerge back on the Paraspera in the city of Sigil. It is night. It is late. All others sleep. Some of them dreaming, others unable to dream.
It's a living.
Does it look like there's anything after us right now? Because I know that the Lady of Pain was there.
You look out the porthole to the docks. The city never truly sleeps, but nothing seems to be amiss. No guards, no dabus approach you. No lady with a crown of blades approaches. All seems still.
Very tentatively, I will take my rest.
Very good. The morning comes.
Oh, thank
Welcome
goodness.
back, crew of the Paraspera.
Hey.
I don't know why I'm down to half health, but I appreciate the long rest.
I don't know why you're down to half health either. Probably what happened is that you did not take a long rest after the adventuring day in the Beastlands, because it has been a week since then. So everyone can go ahead and take long rest though. You've had myriad of them.
I didn't want to assume that I could just be like, this is probably fine.
You are all good. Anyone who has not taken a long rest since last season, feel free.
Well,
Was
it's been a
awake
while.
the whole time.
How many levels of exhaustion is that?
Death.
I think you're just dead, yeah.
All of
This
them.
season
Yeah.
on Rolling with Difficulty, the entire crew has to be resurrected
Dies of
because they
exhaustion.
chose not to sleep for several
Yeah.
months.
Guest episode, we played the B team. We getting
Hey,
Cressida.
don't
We
get-
getting
I love
Elise.
I love a B team, man. Don't even get me started on
Oh,
B
yeah.
team.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I'm constantly fixing the ship. Just like background for anything that's happening. Dani in the engine room, hacking at things.
We do have mechanics. We do have mechanics for fixing for the AC HP of the Paraspera, how long it takes to fix it, and what materials are required. So should that ever come up, we will adjust that. But for now, Paraspera is starting at full health.
Can I have gotten up early and immediately gone to Marketplace?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I am looking for... You say that the wish ring is just a simple gold band, right?
Deception.
I am looking for something that, at a passing glance, would look equivalent, but has some sort of conjuration enchantment to it.
So it still looks magical. Oh, you sneaky bitch.
Thievery. Cry.
You know what? Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. I think our
This is not for finding a replacement ring. This is
I don't remember any of this.
pre-check.
I'm loving this
Sort of like
new
a
turn we're
TSA
taking.
situation.
Is Virla the BBEG of this season?
Virla is just ever so... just the tiniest bit paranoid.
No, what?
okay.
No.
15?
15? This is the sort of thing, so it probably doesn't intuit to you right away, but I imagine that Docent lets you cast Detect Magic at will, so I imagine part of your, like, going into Marketplace is using Docent to, like, look around. As you use Docent, you do notice that it does, the ring had a wish in it, it still possesses a very faint conjuration aura. It's the sort of thing that if you're a scholar of magic, like if you're good at this, you could totally tell this is no longer a wish ring. Like, for example, if Finbar can cast Detect Magic because he's a Fearbolg, if he uses it, there's going to be some sort of check for him to clock that, because he is, you know, he's not nearly as arcane studied as you are. So as it stands right now, there's definitely a chance of deception here. We can also try to find a ring, but it would probably take, this is very specific. It probably takes some time, and it'll also cost you something. So if you want to go ahead and search, we definitely can do that. But
Having realized that, then I probably won't go to Marketplace to find a new ring. However, I did commission a jeweler to make a necklace, I think, for Finbar that I haven't yet picked up.
Okay.
So I would go and get that.
Amazing. I think I assume that you paid up front, because I usually say that about stuff.
I'm gonna say yes.
Get in the comments about it if he didn't pay, and then we can get fact checked by the time 5 episodes have been recorded.
Yeah.
I will. I'm not going to fact check it now. I can fact check it later, so we'll just deduct your money if we need to. But for the sake of this, go ahead and you have what you need. You pick up the jewelry.
Mm-hmm. Necklace for Finbar.
Aww.
All right. Yeah. And then if that's the case, then I don't leave quite as early, like to be gone and back before anyone else wakes up. I'm less concerned about that, having realized the ring still emanates magic. I'll keep it on my middle.
Only because it's no longer magical. Only because you had the most powerful spell that exists in it.
Yeah.
And it's been freshly used. You know, with a 15, who knows, weeks, months, who knows how long that'll hang around. But
all right. Well, for now, then I'll put the ring on my middle finger and just continue that way.
All right. Everyone else, any specific nonsense to get up to, or
No, not in particular. No.
I'm feeling so reinvigorated from that banging party, and I think I want to go fight somebody. I want to go to the Coliseum.
Just like
I'm of the opinion that the best cure for a hangover is getting hit in the head repeatedly, so I want to go to the Coliseum.
Is that in
and
your
see what happens.
stupid health book? That's
No, that's nowhere in the health book. That's me reading between the lines to understand the truth within the truth. You know how it is.
I see.
Yeah, yeah.
hold on to that, Kyana.
Okay.
Go on, Dani.
Yeah, everyone's leaving the ship. Dani also kind of wants to go hit the market because last season I got my hands on some golden fleece, and next on the shopping list is a large lens of some kind. And I thought maybe the markets of Sigil would be a good place to go. Give a little gander, see if anyone's got one of those kicking around. Maybe if there's a good
place.
scrap heap or something.
You know those great glass lenses that end up in scrap piles?
Someone threw out a giant
You know how
telescope.
those
I don't know.
survive?
Perfect and unmarred.
Not starting
go
fires
ahead.
whenever the sun hits it just right.
Go ahead and run.
I'm just saying.
You think that would be a problem for Dani? You think I would care about that?
No.
That's how she finds it. She just follows the scent
Follows
of
the
smoke.
fire.
Yeah.
Pulls out a little magnifying glass, finds the bigger magnifying glass. Oh, God.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Hell yeah. 24.
Yeah, 24 is certainly enough. You know the kinds of places to look for this. No, you can't get one off a scrap heap. But with a 24, you do find one for a very, very reasonable price. About 35 gold pieces for remarkable craftsmanship.
Child's play.
Austin, you know what I'm going to say. We gotta haggle, right? Like, we gotta do a little back. I'm not gonna just walk away and then 35 I could get this at a scrap heap.
Amazing. So the person you're speaking to is a halfling, and they are a guild member from the Glassworking Guild in Bitopia. So
Don't fuck with the union, man. It's not gonna go well for you.
Workers of the Planescape.
so how does Dani, just a little bit of background, how does Dani approach with I assume intimidation, maybe a persuasion check, how does Dani approach convincing this upstanding retailer?
Sizing him up, because, craftsman to craftsman, probably not going to be able to lie my way through it being shoddy work, so instead I'm going to try and appeal to the shared unity that we, as the workers of the Planescape, have. Look, I really admire this work and all, but, that price, that just doesn't work for my client's budget, and is there any way you can maybe, craftsman to craftsman, cut me a little deal here? This is some fine stuff. I'd like to use the best if I could.
Go ahead and make your roll.
Make a persuasion roll?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that is good. It's a natural 7 plus 4, so we have 11. Oh, but you know what? You know what I might use here? It's the new...
I would
whipping out
love
the
for
flashes
you.
of genius.
I would love for you to use a flash of genius here.
Let's add plus 4 to that, so that's a 15 total.
All right.
Okay, 15. The craftsman explains to you essentially that there's a certain threshold we got to keep, but definitely you guys get into a little bit of craftsman talk back and forth, and recognizing a fellow worker of the Planescape. Go ahead and mark it off for at a 15, a 5 gold. Just go ahead and take 30 gold.
I'll take it. Lens
amazing.
acquired. Yeah.
You and Virla just walk past each other like the Umbrella
It's that,
Academy
yeah,
meme.
it's the Umbrella Academy scene. Scene in the pool. Dani holding a giant lens. Virla. I hold up the
just, like,
giant
testing a
lens and
necklace.
look through it, so it really is the Umbrella Academy scene.
Yes, it's her head is huge. As she's walking around. It's
Bigger
got
than
big.
usual,
It's got
yes.
big Modron vibes. As she's.
Perfection.
I hesitate to ask.
Don't worry about it.
I will not.
It's my line.
Your line.
Although if we are going, if I have gotten my jewelry, then I guess I'm going the same way as Dani. And if that's the case,
Yeah,
I'll offer
yeah,
to
you
help
guys can head
carry
back
the
together.
lens.
Yeah. We try and hold it over ourselves for a second, but then the sun beats down on it, and we have to move it to a different angle so we're not starting fires as we walk
What?
through the seats of signal.
What's your combined strength? What are your strength scores?
Oh god.
I know it's possible. I just want to know how comical it is.
Oh, me
What are you,
too.
13?
Yeah.
Hey,
13.
13 buddies!
Okay.
Wait, +2.
You
Mine's
know.
only +1.
I don't
No,
want to
sorry.
tempt
You
fate.
and me equals +2.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say that two people carrying a large glass object through a crowded cityscape environment is just asking to be demolished in some form of
We
like
gotta-
Jackie Chan style chase.
As long as we do it horizontally, not vertically, we're good.
We could just roll it. Like a hoop.
No.
No, that's worse.
Who will stand on it?
Didn't someone
and
buy a
run
bag of holding or
backwards?
something like that? Isn't this exactly what this is
Yeah,
for?
I do a bag of holding, but it's more
I
fun
think
to
you
just
need to be able
carry
to
it.
get it through the mouth.
You
of
do
it.
need to get through
You
the
have to.
thing.
You still, yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. You guys, you got your lens, Dani. You guys, I assume you want it in your workshop to get to.
Yeah, Dani pretty much lives, eats, sleeps, and works in the engine room, so I'll just move it down there along with the pile of other bits and pieces I've been collecting for now. I'll continue on that
Cool.
plan in a bit, but I do want to see Kyana beat someone up before we get into more Dani's machinations.
You guys are bringing you maneuver it down the narrow stairs through the narrow passageway. Pivot. Yeah. Just roll it down the stairs. Get it down in there. As you're in the engine room, you hear the auto sending stone crackle to life.
Here we go.
And it's not Otto's voice. You hear Roy come in from the other side.
Oh.
Oh, Roy.
You hear, hey, Dani? I don't know if this records messages if you're not there. Otto's got a thing, and you really you should probably get here for this one. This is sort of a... And then it just cuts out.
Wait, pick up the rock. Right, hey!
Oh, yeah? Oh, cool. It worked.
Yeah, I don't think it records messages, but, what's...
Well, it's a good thing that I caught you. He just cuts you off, and your audio stops going through. It's a good thing I caught you then. That would have been really bad if we'd missed each other.
Yeah. Like, come back, like, how ASAP is coming back for Otto's thing? Like, right today? Or, like, we have a few days to do repairs and sigil?
Otto's being real quiet. So
today.
Oh shit.
it's probably more of a today kind of thing if
Right,
you can manage it.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Roy. And I'll throw the rock in the box that it lives in and go stop up the top of the deck.
All right.
See who's around.
I assume
left me in
everyone's
the engine room?
around. You all
Yeah, I
live
haven't
here.
left yet. I'm still getting all stretched.
Presumably, I was in the engine room
just
with
been-
you, putting the lens away.
Yeah.
I've just been cleaning. There's like trash and garbage all over the place from the past couple of days, so I'm just tidying up.
We got a job from Otto.
Oh,
Otto?
Like we got
he's
a
mad at us job or like an actual
I mean,
job?
he's probably mad at us, but also I think he does have a job. You know how that used to happen, where sometimes we would like have a job for our employer that we'd have to go and do.
Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah, we got one of
Yeah.
those, so we got to go back to City of Brass.
Yes.
We did leave him behind. We did sort of leave abruptly.
Yeah, last you
The
saw
last
him, you
time.
plane shifted away after he was like, "Thank you for finally coming back."
Oh yeah, we were really busy.
Hopefully he forgot about that, and it'll all be good. So,
That was really only a week ago, I feel.
I'm sure we'll
it was
understand.
It was about
Did
9
we
days
promise
ago,
him
I
any
think.
money? Did we say anything about, hey, here's some cash?
I don't remember
think
you
it-
giving him any money.
Ooh.
In fact, actually, I think you got a huge payout from the Dragon Horde, and I assumed you would go back and pay him, but you did not. You stayed in Sigil.
Right, we were planning on giving him the money.
Everyone,
because
circle up before we go to brass. Just, because, we probably owe him money. Don't tell him. Dani looks specifically at Kyana and Finbar. Don't tell him how much money we made from the dragon.
How much money did we make from the dragon?
Exactly. Not as much as he thinks.
Not even to gloat?
No, especially not to gloat. Because you know what happens if we
don't
gloat?
Care about the skull?
He gets it.
The skull's pretty cool.
No. Nada. As far as where he's concerned, we're going to give him the 500 gold that I'm taking out of my share of the dragon stash, and that's a lot. That's like 50% of what we got, and that's from all of us. Are we all same page? Yeah?
Sounds like a
I
plan.
think that sounds right, but okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hope that everyone is on the same page as Dani in this short change and just continue on back to the engine room to prepare for takeoff.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it when he learns it was about true love.
Otto famously a huge softie for true love.
Well, I guess I'll go to
We
the
won't know
helm
until
and
we try it.
get ready to shift away.
Pirla, you take your spot in the helm. Another adventure awaits. Dani, your spot in the engine room. The ship drifts. You kind of unpark it, drifts off, and as you use the ability to plane shift, go ahead and Virla, just make me a perception check.
Oh no. Man.
We're going to rear end
this is enough.
Davian's dragonfly.
This is enough to freak me out, man. Oh, 15?
Oh.
As you trigger the plane shift, there's a brief moment where it's much smaller than the time you did this when you were high on Zuktamoy, but there's a brief moment where you can see around, specifically around the helm, but also kind of spiderwebbing out to the ship, you just see the faintest stretching of reality. You see the faintest etchings of lines
sick.
As you glimpse a bit of the weave being plucked like a violin string as you shift. The ship arises on the astral sea. You set sail for Brass. Does anyone have anything they'd like to accomplish on the somewhat brief sail to the plane of fire? If not, we'll do a Star Wars wipe.
I don't want a metagame, but I really want to roll an insight check.
So
I don't know if I have probable cause.
So we've done a little player v player rolling in the past, but in terms of things that have such weight as this, right? Secrets deliberately kept from the party of narrative importance. What can happen is that if, as it seems that Noir and Virla are keeping this a secret from the crew for now.
Yeah.
Yes. If Noir decides that there's a moment that he might have revealed something or tipped a hand or something Virla might have done, he can offer for someone else to roll insight against him. Or if I, as the DM, feel that he has mistakenly done something that would potentially be revealing, I might call for a roll by someone. But in general, this will not be a scenario where other players can say, I'm suspicious, please roll. For the time being, narratively, the assumption is that Virla, unless Noir makes a slip up or decides that Virla makes a slip up, there's not concern right now.
Nice.
Don't fuck it up.
If you're on the deck, Kyana, which is not
I'm straight on the deck, yeah.
Yeah, like you would see while he's plane shifting, Virla is looking around, but it's no different than when he, like, we usually plane shift. So
yeah.
But to Virla, he is trying to understand what's happening.
It's crazy shit.
Yeah.
Always weird being a chosen one, isn't it, bud? Not in character. It's just so funny to me.
I know.
Oh. I don't know if I like it.
You know, is he chosen or did he achieve greatness?
The narrative is bending around you like a lens yourself, my friend.
No, I chose her.
The lens was a metaphor. Take that.
All right. It's like, what, 5-6 hours to Brass or something like that?
Thereabouts. It's under a day. So,
sure.
Emerge in the astral sea, Virla absorbing what's going on, and Kyana, that slight catch in your eye of him doing it. We will dramatic Star Wars wipe. Flaming city of sparkling gold and brass, the rippling sky that's as if you are too close to the sun to see anything else besides sun. The ship flies into the dock of lava, the sort of force field that keeps the normal, mundane environmental effects from affecting the Aspera kind of like shimmering on the bottom as it prevents the Aspera from just bursting into flames. You dock and you see Otto is not there, but you see Roy is waiting there, as is Mandy.
Ugh.
Who, I don't know that any of you have met, but Dani obviously knows.
Oh, we're gonna get our asses kicked.
Was she at the party when I got my tattoo?
No, Mandy was not at the party we got you tattooed. And you wouldn't recognize her if you did. She is a purple tiefling. Actually, I don't know if, Sophia, if you want to describe her, as she is an NPC of your creation.
Yeah, Mandy actually uses they them pronouns and is a purple
I'm sorry.
tiefling looking a little like very Hot Topic emo, but in a practical way. Dark eyeliner, permanent scowl, very neutral color palette, but wearing practical adventurer's leathers and similar gear. They look well traveled for the city of Brass.
Are they a heap worker? Or...
Yeah. Or they were.
Okay.
Ooh, spooky.
They're
Who
heap-
knows?
they're
We'll
heap
have to
adjacent.
talk to this NPC to find out more.
Do they?
Okay, all right.
Do they smoke? Because I picture them as a smoker.
Oh wait, well everyone who has
But-
or does work at the heap smokes.
She smokes.
Smokes.
Yeah.
There's stuff in my health book about that. but I'm not
Cigarettes are
going to
very
comment
bad
on
for
it.
you kids. You shouldn't smoke, but everyone at the heap does. It's sort of a side effect of being in a city that's permanently on fire. Just goes with the territory, I guess.
You actually just popped a
What you-
lollipop in there and the tip caught fire just from the ambiance, and you didn't have the heart to tell anybody.
Yep.
The thing we do have to acknowledge is that while bad for your health, smoking is undeniably very cool, which is why
Yes.
everyone at the heap does it. So we shouldn't lie to the kids. It's bad for your health and it's cool. I don't know what to say. Roy's there. He's got he's doing. Dani, you recognize he's doing like a fidget thing where he's like kind of like rubbing his hand back and forth. And Mandy drops a cigarette down next to like 3 or 4 other ones, stamps it out, pulls out another cigarette, snaps fingers. A little like lighter flame comes out of the thumb, lights it, and gets back to work on that.
Oh, they're so
The ship
cool.
parks. Gangplank descends. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back.
Hi.
Sort of didn't really get to say goodbye last time because it was so there was
Yeah.
So, so how are you guys? How have you been?
You said Otto had a job for us.
We've been through a lot.
Yeah. Immediately, anyone who knows Roy and probably Kyana as well, you're immediately sensing like Roy knows something is wrong and doesn't want to talk about it, so he just pivoted to asking about you guys. He goes, "Oh yeah," and then Mandy here steps up. Yeah, if you guys are done, fucking around Planescape, we got actual work to be done here. So
We do the same fucking job. Fucking
do
around
we?
the plains.
Because last I heard, you weren't exactly holding up your fair share of the bargain.
I don't like them anymore.
Mandy, you know how it is out on the sea. Stuff comes up, and we had to handle it. But we're here now.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Finbar. Without the T.
Inspiration.
You're committed!
And I kind of hold out my hand.
They switch the cigarette to their left hand, shake yours. It's just covered in whatever, it's like whatever fantasy nicotine is, like the weird magical
Pixie
drug
dust.
that's there. You see, it's just purple
think it's called pipeweed.
black gloves, kind of yellowed.
Okay.
It doesn't feel great. They beckon their head. They go, "I was waiting, so if you're all done wasting time, be good."
Mandy always going around acting like you're freaking drunk. Dani grumbles but starts walking off towards Roy and Mandy.
I'm gonna follow Dani.
Roy doesn't follow. He just gives you guys. He gives like the weakest thumbs up you can imagine. Goes, "Good luck, guys."
Give him a thumbs
I
up too.
return it enthusiastically.
You guys head off, make your way to where Otto's office quotes stands. Zax is standing outside, nervously playing with the beard. Sees you, gives a a nod, a toothy smile at Dani, and then knocks 3 times on Otto's door and opens it.
You guys, I think we're gonna get shanked.
Dani will wait to see if someone else walks through the door first, knowing Otto.
This is what mafia bosses do when they want to fucking off a guy.
Mandy's waiting for you guys to go in.
I'll walk in first if nobody else is gonna.
I'm in right after.
You walk in.
Hi, Otto!
Roll initiative now.
I
Oh,
would.
damn. Oh,
I
God.
have bad luck with authority figures in my life. Otto better watch the fuck out.
Kyana walks in first. You see, and everyone else following. You see Otto has his back to you, standing behind his desk, looking up at the wall. Mandy follows behind, closes the door, and then kind of leans on it.
Oh boy.
They're so cool.
Danger.
Otto turns around.
Armchair swivels.
Well, it's been a while. Welcome back,
Hey, Otto.
crew of the Aspera. Dani, how are you doing?
Well, just we're business as usual. Dani's like trying not to say any more than Otto asks of her at any good moment, knowing how these conversations usually go.
Business as usual. Business as usual is good. Good. Glad to hear it. And the rest of you, you all look healthy.
That's more of a new occurrence. It's been a complicated couple weeks, but we're doing okay now.
Oh, I'm sure I have no idea. Do tell me, what sort of complications did you run across?
Oh, there was this like demon queen thing. She was a huge pain in the butt, and this like guy who was a dragon. That was really bad. He was actually really bad. So, all things considered, it's kind of just good that we're still alive and the ship is still okay. But you know, it's kind of normal for Platescape stuff, but it also felt worse than usual. But I haven't been doing this very long, so you know.
You see, he gives a big smile and says, "Indeed, good luck. Good luck indeed that you and the ship are all still alive after all the hijinks you got into. I'm relieved to find out about it after we had no idea where you absconded to."
Yeah, really bad sending stone reception out in the plain of salt. Missed a lot of calls.
You know,
Oh, God.
you gotta roll a D100, so you just kept hitting that 5% chance, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's rough out there sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, since you're back in town, I thought that a certain opportunity, something that we've been interested in taking care of here for quite some time has arisen, and I thought that you, with your very unique experience, would be best suited towards handling this. If you're, of course, free to work, you have no other prior obligations or demon lords to deal with before getting the job done.
Nah, as far as I know, we cleaned off our plate. We're
Yeah,
ready
I
for
think
whatever you
everything's
got.
pretty much fine. Absolutely
Agreed.
nothing hanging over our heads.
Employed by you, so if you've got a gig, we're gonna do it.
You're right. The ship is owned by me. I had almost forgotten that. Amazing. You know, actually, as long as we're on that subject, I would love to look over the ship. And as it so happens, Mandy here happens to know where you're going and can fill you in on all of the details of this job. So why don't you keep the ship parked here? I can do my little inspection, and then you can go deal with what you are most inclined to deal with.
Yeah. Is the job something on this plane? Because otherwise, you know, we would need the ship.
Oh, it's not far at all. I mean, you'll have to get passage out of the city of Brass down to the Inferno Road, but it's not far at all, by my understanding. Is that right, Mandy? Yeah, you know, not far at all. Shouldn't take very long at all. We'll get some mounts and just ride right on out there. No sweat, and then, you know, finish the job. Shouldn't be too difficult.
I'm not fireproof. Is that a problem?
Well, I'm sure you'll deal with it in your own way. If that's all, if you're inclined to go along with this, then excellent. Mandy can fill you in on the details.
We do need to pit stop at the ship. I mean, we came to your office not expecting to immediately turn around. We gotta get our gear and shit.
Yeah, we gotta grab some stuff, if that's all right.
Oh, of course. It'd be unreasonable for me to deny you that. So, please, and you can fill me in on your adventures while we walk over.
Sure. We'll be happy to.
Cool. He gives a big gleaming smile. He's got like red skin, so his white teeth are like really vibrant. And then you guys walk over. How much are you gonna tell him, or are you just gonna basically walk over in awkward silence?
I'm gonna tell the rest of the crew to run ahead and grab whatever you need off the ship. I'll fill in Otto here with everything that we've been up to.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Finbar.
I kind of nudge Dani and I kind of like give her a look
It's,
of like, what about the like head jerking motion, like the money? Give him the money.
Give me a second.
You offer to do that. He kind of you see there's a brief pause, and for a moment you suspect he's just going to say no, but instead he kind of runs a calculation in his head, just the faintest flicker of the eye. But I mean, honestly, Kyana picks up on this one.
Yeah, I want to know how boringly pissed he is. If you didn't ask, I'd do an insight check.
I mean, you want to roll an insight check?
Sure.
Go ahead and roll an insight check quick.
22.
Ooh,
22. He is fuming, and he is trying to gather as much information because you can tell that he feels he's been made to feel a little bit small, and he doesn't like that. So he's attempting to kind of enforce power here. Also, what just happened with that minor calculation is that he realizes that as long as he's got Finbar, you guys care enough about each other that as long as he's got Finbar here, he doesn't think you're going to just abscond again. So he acquiesces to Finbar staying in his office while the rest of you go.
Before I leave, be like, oh, yeah, by the way, we got some payout from some of the work you were doing. Obviously, you take a cut. Finbar, here's 500 gold. Just, tell him where we got it from. And then Dani hustles off towards the ship as fast as she possibly can.
I follow.
I also
catch
follow.
the gold, and I drop it right on his desk.
He doesn't look at it. You guys go out. Mandy follows you back to your ship. Is there anything specific you guys are... I assume you just kind of... Is there a conversation you want to be having? Is that why you're going off, or are you just grabbing your effects?
No, I want to get Plug alone in the engine room and pick him up. Buddy.
Okay, sure, easy enough.
I know you have a secret crawl space. Look in my eyes. Look at me. I know it's there. You kept the deed there for so long. Go down to the hold. Anything shiny that you can, put it in the crawl space. Use the tunnels. No one else knows where they are. Do not blow this for me.
I was going to say, we're doing the Jake roll.
What's happening here?
Make an animal handling check.
It's not humongous. We just listen.
Was that -2?
Do it.
It's -1.
Yeah.
That's a flat 15.
15.
Okay.
But you know what? You know what? I'm gonna use a flash of genius to make that a 19.
Second day in a row. Hell yeah.
You've
Because
experienced...
I want Plug to succeed, and this feels like
one
a scheme
day,
we've
by the way.
moved
This is
before.
2 uses one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we're aware.
We're still doing another job.
Yeah.
You... there's definitely a case where you... Plug is much like a toddler in that multi-step direction is not a thing that he tends to thrive at, but you kind of feel like your insistence was made clear this time, and that perhaps you've gotten through. He just gives one solemn nod slowly, and then he lets out a sound that sounds like a computer about to catch on fire. It's like a fan whirring up as his brain starts to like work, and then he like squirms, thrashes out of your grip, and runs off.
I think you got it. And Dani will pick up like one random bolt from the engine room and stick it in her belt because she's already got all her shit on her, and go rejoin the group and Mandy as they're milling about.
Okay.
I'd like to go into my room and just like try and take a mental image of it and be like, if anything is out of place when I return, I will try to know.
Docent, you see, like, does the detect magic thing, committing to archive in case of felony.
Thank you, Docent.
I think all my worldly possessions are currently on my person, so I guess I'm awkwardly hanging out on the deck with Mandy.
Despite being a forced monk, you really appreciate the whole asceticism thing.
Yeah, I also just don't feel like... The thing is, I was doing the mental calculation of like, do I keep my money on me, or is it just in a pile in my room?
just stacked like a dragon.
I think it's just in my pockets, but it's so much money. Anyway.
Like sleigh
boy.
bells. Awesome. Yeah, Mandy has really no interest in engaging with you unless you engage with them. So, Finbar and Otto. The coin pouch hits the table, the desk. He doesn't glance at it. The door closes as everyone else goes.
Well, I guess an apology, it ain't much, but it's a place to start. Us running off like that was entirely my fault. When we first met, I was with the guild, and I guess I had a lot on my plate. And it all came back full circle. Stuff happened, like they told you, there was a dragon. He was messing around with the guild master and all that. And I had to make sure I had to clean that up. But at the end of the day, like you said, this is your ship. And you need to be able to use it for whatever you need to be able to use it for. And as an adventurer tied to that ship, I owe you my duty to make sure that crew gets in and out of here in one piece. So I'm tying up my deal with the guild, and right now my priority is making sure we do the jobs that you need us to do. So the goal is a start. This apology is a start, but I have a feeling we got a long way to go.
Now, Finbar, if I recall, last season you had a conversation with Golzar about trying to
He doesn't know about that.
Take the ship from under his nose. Yes, but specifically mentioning the guild so much, there's a poker face situation going on where you're like, we're all indebted to you. I'm out from under that. This is definitely no longer a conflict of interest. Look at me nodding. So could you please... It's very subtle, so I'm going to say roll advantage, but please go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, baby.
Okay, that is a 5 and a 15. So I'll take that 15. Plus 1 is 16.
16? Alright. You see he doesn't drop the, smiling, happy. He goes, well, it takes a big man to admit when they've done wrong. I appreciate that, Finbar. Mark of a good leader, taking responsibility for the actions of the rest of the crew. But you're not their leader, are you? You're just one person on that crew. I'll be satisfied when I think of that. Beyond apologies, proper recompense has been paid in due for the actions of all 4 of you. But as you said, it's a start.
Hey, if we can get around to that recompense at some point, I appreciate that. No need to let our relationship sour.
That would be tragic indeed. Now, I am going to see the ship. You, walk with me and we'll catch up with your crew on the way. You guys head back out into the sweltering city of Brass. Everyone reconvenes, and Otto looks at all of you and says,
Well, Mandy will fill you in on the details, but the job we have here is one we've been wanting to undertake for some time. And recent developments lead us to believe that not only is it possible, but that right now you may be the most inclined to deal with it. After all, I'm told you fought a few Gith in your past. He looks at Mandy, he says, get the Zardazel. Get it from the Giants, get it from the Gith. Steal it from both of them. I don't care. I leave it to you. Good luck, all. And puts his hands behind his back. Coat flaps behind him and he walks off. Mandy looks. Alright, so, yeah, what are we all standing around for? Come on.
We're standing around for an explanation of the job.
Oh, God. Okay. All right.
So, beckons a walk and talk. So here's the deal.
Alex Sorkin would be proud.
You ever heard of Brunormer?
No.
No.
Dani can roll a history check.
It's not for bad, actually. History. It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Nice.
Yeah, you've heard of it. It's a fire giant settlement, not civilization. I guess it's a civilization. It's small, it's not huge, but it's a fire giant settlement that is on the surface of the plane of fire, so obviously it's not in the city of Brass. It is a home that they have carved for themselves inside of a volcano. It is somewhat famous because this very precious metal called Zardazel. Sorry, I have to keep checking to make sure I'm saying it right. Called Zardazel comes from there. And you would definitely know this. Zardazel is special because you harvest it molten. Ooh. And then you have to work with it while it's molten because once it cools, it is impervious to all heat and thus cannot be reworked. So while it is not as indestructible as adamantine, that's, the most indestructible metal in all the Planescape, in the city of Brass especially, and for, people in the Nine Hells or other places that fire is a big deal, getting Zardazel and using it properly is huge, and so it's extremely expensive. It's getting some is a big score. It's harvested somewhat secretively through the volcano here by the fire giants who operate there. As a result, they have a very tight, diamonds out of Africa kind of thing. They have a very tight control on how much goes out. People want it. There's other sources, but this is one that is, somewhat popular enough for you to know, and it's definitely like Otto's white whale kind of situation.
Fire giants, they got a fancy metal. It's really hot. Molten stuff.
So, this is things that Mandy fills all of you in on that Dani's already aware of. What Dani doesn't know that Mandy fills you in on, as you come to the edge of the city and you see there are like golden gondolas with cool intricate bird designs on each of the heads that kind of ferry you up and down. It's a gold each to take one of these gondolas, by the way.
Sure.
Is there
as you guys board one of these.
Is there a way to jump the turnstile? I've lived here my whole life.
Oh my god.
What are you gonna do?
Is there an equivalent to jumping the turnstile to get on one of these gondolas to skip the fare?
You just want to try and hide behind Finbar?
Yeah, alright.
Roll stealth check.
It's not worth it.
I don't want to harp on a point, but 3 out of 4 of us are pretty heat susceptible.
It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
To hide behind Finbar.
Oh my god.
Natural 20. Yeah. You see, Dani. You've done this before, Dani. You were street kid and stuff, so you know exactly how to get past this. Yeah. You essentially jump the turnstile of the. It's another fire genasi who is taking the tolls and setting you guys to travel down to the surface.
I would like to cover her fare anyway. I'll just put in another.
Just turn around and look at Kyana, hands up, and they're why?
Square.
As we get on the gondola, I want to hand out some snacks. These are saltwater pretzels, inspired by the plane of salt. It's strange because it's on the border of the Shadowfell, and it's seeped some of that energy into it, so it's not as salty as you expect it to be. So it just tastes like stale pretzels, but
great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
How many
much
temp HP?
I believe it is 3 temp HP.
Is that including your bonus from the garden?
No, 4 temp HP.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so we decided the materials, the ingredients harvested from the Feywild garden that Dani built for Finbar, improve his spell components and his materials for crafting treats. So his treats from his chef feat gain an additional temp HP, and he heals an additional 1 healing whenever he casts a healing spell. Mm-hmm. So these, you guys get on the gondola. These are all things that Mandy kind of like briefly fills you in on that Dani already knows. Dropping a cigarette off the side of the gondola there, you see Mandy says, but we had a sort of changed situation here. Some Githyanki have shown up and are claiming that the, I don't know, workspace, whatever you want to call it, of this settlement, Brunormra, is one that they have claimed to from some who knows long ago. Land that belongs to them, and they're supposedly trying to form a creche there. So things are tense. Last I checked, the Giants still hadn't actually gone in to take it back. Emmix knows why, but, well, if they can't handle the situation, maybe it can be leverage for us. Or, if it seems like they're on the losing side, maybe we can reason with these astral pirates, make a deal. If they don't care about the Zardasil coming out of there, get it from them. Or, maybe we just steal it under from both their noses. Whatever works out best for us.
How do we transport the Zardasil if we are worried about it cooling?
Well, word is that it keeps for a little while, and I don't know if you noticed, but it tends to get pretty hot around here, so...
Yeah, I have noticed.
Back fine. Yes, for the record, you guys, you've been in the city of Brass before, but you've never really traveled, like you've walked through the city, but now traveling out for a long time, it's really starting to hit you. The Aspera protects you from from like harsh weather conditions and the effects that can have. You have no such protection out here. So as you land on the ground and you see there is a place to rent it looks like a black metal cart. So it's just so hot to the touch, pulled by 2 giant striders, which are those fire terror bird things that the newts you fought in your like first adventure rode.
Okay.
So if you remember those things, it's pulled by a couple of those. They're basically big terror birds, and that are on fire. Out here, there's definitely susceptibility to exhaustion because of fire. So,
and we just don't have
the situation.
Any protective gear. We didn't have any time to pick any up in the city of Brass. Dani, no offense, but I don't think Uncle Otto is very good at planning heists.
Well, Mandy usually does most of the heisting around the heap anyway, so not really Otto's area of expertise.
This is all you, though.
Oh, so you're just coming along
one other thing. The Giants at Brunormra, they don't love me, so you probably have a better shot if I don't. Like, I'm really helping, but not helping.
Okay.
You dig? Also, someone needs to watch the giant striders and make sure we don't get abandoned in the blasted wasteland, so...
This, combined with the lack of heat resistance, makes me really think that Otto's really trying to emphasize the punishment he has for us.
Honestly, this isn't too bad by authority figure punishment standards.
That's true.
We should girl who escaped cult.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is about on par with just guarding the pit, and that was just normal duty.
The landscape you ride through, there's most resemblance to, like, Mars. It is red and chalky and barren. There are huge scorch marks where presumably fires have raged. Indeed, you see just fires burning nothing. Like, there's no fuel or anything. They're just kind of burning across the ground in some spots.
That's
it
Mars,
is
baby.
very, very hot. The trip takes a little over an hour, but we're going to go ahead and call it an hour for travel convenience. As you see, following this famous road, it's called the Inferno Road, and it's just... Road is actually kind of a bold name for it. It's really just like kind of a big cleared, scarred strip of land where you can see where other animals and carts have gone before, and it just kind of leads in a direction, but it's not like less potholed or garbage. It's just kind of
a path everyone agrees is useful. There's really no way to make a nice road here because anything that you put on the ground would melt, burn, combust. So there's no way to make road that is not just part of the plane of fire. As you see a smoking mountain, an active volcano appear on the horizon, can I get everyone who doesn't have fire resistance, so that's everyone except for Dani and Mandy, to please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
DC is just 10.
Nothing I love more.
Godspeed,
Good con save.
For
everyone.
long though.
Okay, 15.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Sweet. Finn?
11.
Okay, no one takes any levels of exhaustion. Mandy reins in the striders, ties it off, takes out the pack of cigarettes, puts them in the sleeve so they have easy access, and looks at you guys. Well, go on. See you back here in a little bit.
Alright, then.
Hopefully with some Zardazil.
Do you have a recommendation on how we should proceed?
Well, the fire giants are usually not super happy to speak to outsiders, but they've also got outsiders within their gates, so maybe it'll be a lesser of two evil situation. Or, who knows, it's a volcano. Maybe it's hollow, maybe you can just get in and, like, I don't know, they're big, maybe you can just walk under their feet or something and get past them. Deal with the Gith. Doesn't matter to me, you're the operatives.
Okay, thank you so much for
I'm
your
just the
help.
peaceful
Let's go
person.
into the volcano, everybody. Dani, I don't like them very much.
Yeah, Mandy's kind of a raging bitch. It's fine. They're always like that. I actually would like to put forward that maybe we should go to the Gith, because if not for nothing, but I do speak Gith.
No, you don't, Dani.
Finbar can speak giants as well, though. So
Yeah,
there
Finbar
is...
knows giant.
I know a bit of the giants. I think the giants is definitely the easier way to go. But I don't know.
Volcano's gonna be chock-a-block full of giants, mate.
I will put my cards on the table. I'm very interested in unraveling this legal claim dispute.
It just turns into a Law and Order
that
episode.
is possibly going on here.
Oh, I was desperately hoping that we were going to split up and take sides.
We still could.
So, what I'm gathering is that we are not stealthing. We are making ourselves known to both parties and hopefully appeal to one of them.
Yeah, because if we sneak in, we're going to get more people angry at us than we can handle.
I just don't want to be on
I mean,
Only if you get caught.
that's the thing. Only if we get caught. I mean, I know you guys are a lot goodier, two-shoesier than me and the rest of the heap tend to run, but I mean, we could just steal. It probably wouldn't be harder than anything else we've done up till now.
I will remind you that, and then Virla gestures to himself, and as you're walking, there's just clang, 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 clang of just him walking.
Maybe we can, like, drop in from the top or something. I don't know how volcanoes work.
We got a way to fly up there?
Normally we have a spell jammer, so I would say yes, but I guess maybe in this situation.
No, we on foot.
I just don't
But
like
we
how
got here on some dudes, maybe
Giant striders?
giant striders. Can they fly?
I don't think it's a
Austin.
good idea.
No, they're flightless. Flightless, not birds.
Are they beasts?
I think they're monstrosities or elementals. Give me a second.
Okay. I just propose that maybe when we show up, we don't immediately knock on the door and say, "Hey, we're here for your medal." What if we scope it out a little bit and then maybe come up with some alternate solutions?
They're elementals.
I can try sneaking, but I don't like that this is an active volcano. Like, I know I'm lightly dressed, but I'm also just like a human being. And it's really, really hot.
Well, if we see everybody running, then that's a pretty good indication of... Oh, you were referring to the heat in general. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. In my experience, the problem with volcano is not actually letting the lava touch you. It's all the other stuff.
What if we let the volcano work for us?
What?
Dani, we're not going to agitate the volcano.
But if we
if we could
No.
somehow trigger
No,
an
no, no,
eruption
no, no.
to the point where
Oh,
like it
God,
flooded into the giant part of the volcano and left the metal part at risk but not covered up, then we could just scoot on in there without having to sneak too much, scoop up all the metal, and then scoot on out while they're all busy dealing with the natural disaster.
Scoop the metal how? It's molten metal.
I bet
You're
if
the only person here who's fireproof.
I don't know, I assume we'll figure something out.
Well, other people get it, right? Like, other people walk away with it. So presumably they don't just hand you a pool of molten metal. It probably comes in something. I'll give you that one for free.
I've got a bag full of dead goop and ashes from everything we fought in the last, 6 months. I'm sure we can figure out some way to carry some metal.
We still have that.
Regardless of what our final plan is, I think Dani is onto something in that we should, once we get there, observe what's going on first before making any sort of decision.
Okay.
Awesome. So the assumption is you're not going to just walk up to the front door in plain sight. You're going to try to observe without being noticed at first, or you're just going to walk up and ask.
Maybe some of us should walk up and ask, and some of us should hide in reserve.
Can we? So how far out from the volcano are we at this point?
Yeah.
Stopped probably about a 15-minute walk.
Okay.
it's
Can
not
we
too far.
see any fire giant settlement from here? Do we have?
Make a perception check.
Okay, sure.
If we were to split up, I propose it would be Finbar and I that be the liaisons that speak with them. Finbar for his giant.
7
and I for
charisma
my
Virlo is
kid.
really good tour force. Sorry, what'd you say, Finn?
29.
29. So immediately what you do notice is that you don't notice anything on the outside. What you do notice is that there is a 29. Appears to be a 60-foot tall round. Okay, picture a hobbit door, round.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to say hobbit door. It's just a round. It's a big round opening. It's a big round entranceway into the volcano. Yeah, it's 60 feet across, and it is smoothly carved. There's not a lot of intricate design. It almost looks like it was carved by wind, but how wind would carve into a volcano like that doesn't really make it. It looks naturally occurring, but it's clearly not because it's perfectly spherical. It's, inside, you can tell that there is motion and movement. Outside, there is indeed. You see, there's a fire giant standing with what appears to be a I don't know, maybe 6 foot tall at the shoulder, flaming hot hound.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
any signs of Gith?
No signs of Githyanki currently.
Okay. It's well, way out yonder, I can see the door for the fire giants. None of them Gith. Any other way we'd have to, if we were trying to get into the volcano and do something, we'd have to probably go around, avoid them fire giants.
You said 29, right?
Yeah.
You said 29, almost a 30, the highest.
I rolled
skill.
a 19, yeah.
Yeah. What you also, I'll say also this, as you're describing that, you see there are some, there's the caldera on top. There's huge plumes of smoke. You do see some wispier smoke coming out of just kind of on the side of the volcano, a little ways to the right.
Okay.
Which clearly is venting something. Clearly there's some, the smoke's coming from somewhere.
Oh, this would technically be a mining operation, right? So there'd be all sorts of caverns we can sneak in and out of and maybe just grab the ore from their mine carts, because that's how that would work, right? They would have to carve it out, move it to the facility, package it, and then ship it out. That's how that works. So if we could just find where they're carving it out, sneak in, grab some, sneak out.
If we want to try scaling the slope, I think Dani and I could probably do that pretty sneakily.
Okay.
I also have Bing, and so provided that, well, how big does the volcano look? Because if it's any bigger than 300
It's real
feet,
fucking big.
well,
It's a volcano.
But I mean, depending on where you stand, or would you say what's the range on Bing?
so I have to summon Bing within 60 feet of me.
Sure.
So it's possible that I could just kind of try and intuit, 50 feet away from me, I will have some sort of hollow space, and then once Bing is summoned, I can move up to 300 feet. I can move him up to 300 feet away from me.
300 feet. Okay. Well, I'll definitely say that depending on how you position this, 60 feet's not going to get you
far. Also, can Bing move through like solid objects, or is Bing? I forget.
Oh, he can.
Bing...
Yeah. He
okay.
can't move through.
Well,
wait, no. Other way around. He can move through people. He can't move through solid objects.
Right.
cool. Okay. So you would have to find something in, but
Yeah.
I'll say 300 feet is it's a pretty long way. So, you know, volcano is definitely more than 300 feet across, but is like the crust more than 300 feet thick? Almost probably not. Almost certainly not.
Sure.
Do I have any
So-
knowledge of this? Because I knew of the giants. I've lived in the city, and I know Otto has had the systems quite well for a while. Do I have any like extant knowledge of the operations in here, or like anything other than the general history of it that Dani would know, just from like life experience in the city of Brass and at the heap specifically? Because
Very general. Is there anything specific? You already got like kind of the lay of the land of it. Is there something specific you want you're looking to know? Or maybe a couple specific things. We could always combine them or into one roll, or maybe
I guess
different rolls
I'm trying to
depending
get a
on what they
sense of like how common is it for people from Brass to come down and visit this place, or like how
are.
isolated
From
is
what
it?
you know from before is people don't get in. They're very insular.
Yeah.
So like
A lot of people try frequently, or
Yeah, like is this an often
yeah,
heisted location?
it's not an often heisted. No, the people don't tend to heist fire giants. They're like 18 feet
This
tall.
is our Ocean's 11 episode, and we are going to do it right.
No, not often heisted. Plenty of people would like to come here, but as you can see, just at the door to their like town, there is a guard posted with a hellhound.
Yeah.
So
I say we try to find one of the mining tunnels and sneak in from there if you want to go the stealth route.
All of us?
We could.
Can I pitch something?
you
Go
have that
ahead,
smile, Dani.
we're all
Worries me.
I do think that stealth is the name of the game here, but I think we should try and pull off a little scheme I used to run on the streets of Brass. The whoa, look over there. And the whole impetus of this is that you need
tell us how that one goes.
a two-pronged approach. It's a distraction and the actual theft. And I used to do this with like I don't know, fruit vendors, but this would also I think work here. If we could either trigger an eruption in this specific part of the volcano, but again, I think kind of difficult. I think maybe we could figure it out put me and Virulus here heads together and suss out how this piping works. But also, there is an X factor here, the Gith, of which two of us speak the language, and if we went up to them and were like, hey, here's a master strategist, this Mechanite from his many travels and experiences as one of the most well-known and well-respected combatants in all of the Astral Sea, and he's got this idea of how you could totally like take down the fire giants, and then they attack from one angle. Meanwhile, the others of us are sneaking into the volcano and stealing the metal while everyone else is focusing on other shit. Well, look over there!
We are relying on the fire giants to be able to successfully fend off a tank that we will be instigating.
We instigate the
So we're
attack.
starting
Who
a
cares
proxy
if
war?
Who cares if they win or not? We get the medal either way.
This is a settlement. People live here, and so
We're already
Yeah, I don't
stealing
like
from
this.
them.
yes, but subjecting them to death is another matter.
Yeah.
And besides, if the Gith thought they could have taken over this town by force, they would have done it by now.
I think, Finbar, do you think that they'd be okay with talking to you? It feels like the last time I saw you deal with a giant, it didn't go well at all, but that might have been an edge case.
We met a giant.
I
before?
can-
Yeah, never mind.
It was the big purple guy with he kept talking smack, remember?
Oh,
Memory
the
loss.
Fomorian.
Yeah, twice. Memory
Fomorian.
loss.
What? Oh.
Yeah,
Huh?
no.
Yeah, sorry.
You've met a couple
Don't worry about
giants.
it.
There's
Yeah.
also
What's his name?
Broomthar, I think.
Yes, Broomthar from
He's the
the city.
smith that you've gone to a few.
Yes.
Right, yeah, that guy's
Which
cool.
actually,
I don't
your
think
gilded
we-
acorn is somewhere is there waiting for you.
Yeah. Yes.
So we could wrap that up so soon.
I don't think we've ever met that giant though. So
No,
Actually,
no,
have.
it's really
I've been
Yeah,
there a few
yes.
times to
Oh,
spot
okay,
money
okay,
for
okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one thing I
Um,
know about heists. It's you make a plan, and then when you execute it, something goes wrong, but it always turns out great in the end. So we just need to make a plan and execute it. And if people aren't
I
comfortable
can
with...
talk to them for sure.
Thank you, Captain.
I don't know if they'll let us in. And I'm not entirely sure they'll help us get some of this ore. But if we need a distraction, we gotta find the gift first before we even want to use them.
We do.
For anything. If
It's possible they are
I don't
already
see no
inside.
gift. Like wherever they are, they have to get in. They're either inside or on the other side of the mountain. At some point, we gotta get in closer and figure out what we're doing. We're probably gonna get spotted either way.
My assumption is that the Gith are already inside the volcano, hashing it out with the fire giants.
My vote is to try talking with the fire giants first. I feel like we could use help with this one. And you know, they already trade certain amounts of whatever that thing is we're trying to get, and if we help them out, maybe they'll be okay with just giving us some.
You guys are way too trusting, but I'm not going to override the will of the group.
Well, Finbar
It's
and I
just my
can.
opinion.
Finbar and
Well,
I
you guys
can
have
go.
a leader.
Finbar and I can go, and Finbar can speak on the giants' behalf, and if there are Gith, then I can translate or act as a moderator. We can try our hardest to make sure that their attention is on us while you do whatever it is you do.
That's what I was thinking. If we want a distraction, we could do the stealth approach, we could try sneaking in, and at the same time we could do the trying to be diplomatic with the fire giants approach, which would serve both as being diplomatic and as a distraction for the stealth thing.
I mean, I guess. I think starting a Gith invasion would be more fun, but I guess it's as good as any.
I think we need
It's
to get
still
to
a
the
look
gift
over
first.
there, but it's a lot more tame look over there.
Yeah, I guess my concern is what happens if we look over there and get out, and you two are still talking to some giants who take a turn on you, you know?
We can hold back a couple giants.
Yeah.
This is what Dimension
Right.
Door was made for.
Oh, that's true.
Expeditious
Yes.
Alright.
retreat.
So, okay, here's the plan. Me, Virla, we go up to the door, knock, knock. We'll do as much of a distraction as we can. You, Dani, Kyana, find some way to get those gifts riled up. Or if you could just find the ore, while, we're talking, even better. Try not to upset the volcano, because we can fight a lot of things. I don't know if we can fight a volcano.
I definitely can't fight a volcano. I'm not gonna mess with the volcano.
And I
so-
assume that
Avatar
if the
Roku over here.
Kyana, do you mind putting our brains together?
Oh yeah, I'll mind link.
All right.
Very cool. Very smart.
You let me
Alright.
know how that goes. We're gonna head up to the door.
Great. So we're gonna
All
aim
right.
for the other plumes of smoke that looked like they were coming out of like a refinery part. That was the idea.
Seems like.
Okay.
What I'll do to start, I will cast enhance ability at the 3rd level. Pick Cat's Grace.
That'd be dexterity.
Yes. So to help with your stealth checks. And we're gonna head towards the door.
Cool.
Cool. Very cool. So yes, 2 of them have. So we're splitting boys versus girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. Girls have advantage on dexterity checks. That includes stealth and any other kind of dexterity check you might make for the next hour, given concentration. You do this and begin walking around. Finn and Virla walking just towards the opening where you see this fire giant and hellhound standing guard. The others circling wide around to try and stay stealth. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and have a stealth check from Kyana and from Dani. You are far away, so the DC is not high. I do have to check the DC of this hound.
16
Also a 16.
at advantage.
16, okay. Okay.
At advantage?
Yeah.
At advantage, I rolled a 10 and a 9.
Ooh, okay.
The DC for passive perception on the hellhound was 15.
Oh, okay.
So congrats. You make your way through, around. It's not too dissimilar from Hell, where there's like a bunch of like natural topography that you can kind of use to kind of like when you did the train heist and you kind of hunker down. Same kind of thing. So you're able to circle your way and begin to climb Mount Doom over here as you make your way past their eyesight, feeling like you haven't been spotted or smelled in the case of the Hellhound, and then climb up the side of the mountain. Finbar and Virla, you approach. We're going to start with you guys. Immediately, the Hellhound, as you can, you're still like, several hundred yards away, and the Hellhound picks up ears and stands up at attention. The giant guard, who is not slacking by any means, but is standing guard, not slacking, but like seems to straighten up even more and approach and see as you approach. Once you get within shouting distance, you see the Hound kind of like get a little low, and the fire giant called out to you. Do either of you guys speak Primordial?
I do. I'm not there.
I know you do, Dani.
Shit.
I do as well.
You do? Okay. Oh, there you go.
Good.
You hear in Ignan, which is the fire version of Primordial. Who goes there?
I'm going to shout first in Primordial, and then in Giant I say, "Howdy, brother. My name is Finbar, and I am bringing a friend, if that's all right."
Approach Brunomra. That's all he says. You guys walk up. As you get close, you see, fire giants. Typical, they're like 15 feet tall. They all have that same like bright, flaming orange hair, and typical of them also big bushy eyebrows. It's just kind of like a thing that a lot of them have. This one's got a hint of a beard, kind of coming through. That just like you see like bright red little whiskers coming through on the chin. The Hellhound is black, except to like kind of underneath it, and inside it glows, so you can kind of see like some light coming through under the fur on the bottom. And also the open mouth is like a furnace. There's like fire in there.
I'm going to reach into my bag. I kind of look around for a little bit. I grab a little package of burnt food, and I'm going to turn to the giant. Is it okay if I offer him a treat?
Approach. Yeah. Speaking of Primordial, I'll say he gives like a half nod and extends his hand. I will take it here.
Okay, and I sort of give him the package of burnt food.
Cool. He examines it and then hands it to the dog, so that it's still, the treat is still coming from him instead of a stranger. And then he looks at you and says, "I do not know your faces. Why do you approach Brunomra?"
Forgive me, brother. I'm merely an adventurer. This is my friend, Virla. We come down from the city of Brass. We heard there were problems with Gith in the volcano, and you guys were currently smoothing out that situation. We're merely here to help and make sure it doesn't go south. I know this mine is valuable for the ore coming in and out of it, and we're just here to make sure it all goes smoothly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. You did bring up the ore in there, which immediately colors things a little bit, but go ahead and make a persuasion check. And I'd also like you to make me a history check, too, while you're at it.
Oh, history.
While Finbar and the giant are speaking, can I tell Docent to start analyzing the language so I could maybe learn it?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep, yeah.
You didn't do that while Dani was
Very,
cursing for
very
years?
cool. Yeah. This is definitely a thing he's capable of.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, let me know, what'd you roll, Wally?
Which do you want first, the history or the persuasion?
Let's do history first.
History first? Okay. Then I rolled a 13 down to 12.
Okay. Just real quick, right off the bat, something strikes you just a little weird. Well, first of all, he's not speaking giant. It's not the craziest thing. You've heard giants speak other things, but it's sort of weird for him to see you and address you in Primordial instead of giant, because you're you're giantkin yourself, you're Jotunkin. Also, he doesn't have armor. He's dressed in like nice, sort of like reds and tans. But there's no armor, and he carries no weapon, which is sort of weird because fire giants tend to be like really good smiths. So, and especially this guy works in a mine, right?
Right.
Well, the kind of what you're getting here is this is some sort of like mining operation thing. So kind of weird that this guy's not wearing like any metal at all.
Interesting. Okay, time for
So that definitely clocks you as like a weird fire giant thing. That's your history. Go ahead and what was your persuasion?
Persuasion, rolling that now. Ooh, 18 plus 1.
18 plus 1, 19. You see he scoffs a little bit. He says, and pray tell, how do you learn of this problem that we are dealing with?
I have a friend up in the city of Brass. He is he's a metal worker. Of course, he has fashioned the armor I'm wearing right now, actually. And he's merely trying to protect his business and all the other craftsmen up in the city of Brass.
Very, very smart. Go ahead and roll a deception check and roll it at advantage.
It's the best kind of deception. It's only like 20% untrue.
That's why I said roll at advantage.
Okay, that's a 16 plus 1.
17.
Nods. He has not, he's not really, like, lessened his guard, but certainly you're not fighting. So you're like, this might be going okay so far. There are many who seek after what we have here. Many who find it valuable. You have a friend. You say, well, if he does not have access to it yet, then he is no friend of ours. So tell me, small one. He bends down a little bit. Why should I trust you to solve what you claim is a problem we may not handle ourselves?
By the ordering, I do not have much authorities in these matters, for sure, but I am an adventurer. My associate here, Virla, is an expert in understanding the gift. If you want to make sure that the problem you have in there goes smoothly, if anyone can guarantee it, it is my friend here.
You see, he says, the ordning is of no consequence to us. But if you bring one who's versed in Gith, go ahead, make one last persuasion check for me. This is a little lower of a DC. You've done okay so far. The ordning thing was a sensitive thing to these guys.
Interesting. Okay.
That's kind of what the history check that you kind of got some hints on was about.
Okay, that's a 17.
Okay.
Plus 1. Yes.
You see, he looks down at the hellhound, Ferris. The hound sniffs you guys down for a minute to see. Basically, are you hiding any other like magical creatures or anything on you? And sniffs at the coat, and you see like the fairies kind of float around. It's like an aardvark nose where it's just like huge suction. And then like and kind of like swarm out and then go back in, growls but then sits down. You see this giant gives a nod, says to you, very well, follow the red fist Haldor, and I will bring you to the light bearer.
Is he the Red Fist?
He is the Red Fist, and indeed he does have that kind of like insignia on his tunic. There's a red fist. He is Haldor, and he's bringing you to the light bearer. Girls.
Girls' night.
You make it to the bottom, and I can't describe it better than Tolkien did. You're looking at fucking Mount Doom here.
Yes.
You gotta climb. It's not so difficult that there's going to be like checks to avoid falling or anything, but this is intense and in the heat. So I'm gonna ask actually one Constitution saving throw for level exhaustion from Kyana on this task. You guys will make it where you're going, and with Finbar's help, it's pointed out easily enough where you're going. That 29 perception really really pulling some weight there, but for Kyana,
do I get the level first? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, how's a dirty 20 treat you? Actually, 21. Sorry.
Fortunately, you don't really wear like a ton of clothes on most days, so it's like, you're already kind of breathing easy here. Well, it's already kind of out.
I'll flip the barodium fluctuator to the little fan attachment and like point it at Kyana.
That's very funny. I just love the idea of it's like the It's like Long John Silver's arm in Treasure
Basically.
Planet, where it's just like, oh, he flips it out to cut something. It's like a flamethrower. It's like, oh, not that one.
I just whip the knife attachment around really, really quickly.
Like a butterfly knife, but it's got a fan
Don't
in
get too
it.
close.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's climb this friggin' mountain.
You make your way to the top, and indeed, you find a hole in the ash and gravel that covers this entire surface. Where you see obsidian black rocks jut out and reflect the dancing light of the sky as you pass. But most of what you're walking on is just like loose and crunching under your feet. As you make it there, you see, there are a couple holes, 3 of them, and they are probably small enough that a giant would probably consider them pointless. But you're like, these are just like a couple feet across, like just tight enough for someone to squeeze through, maybe. And indeed, there's volcanic, there's like gas and smoke kind of like slowly pouring out of these vents. So clearly, they lead somewhere.
Can I do, because even though they're a little small for giants, I'd like to just see if I could maybe check for traps or any sort of like magical wards around the openings, because it seems sus that the civilization would not have that kind of protection.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Yeah, good at those. Okay, that is a 19.
It does not appear that there are any traps or anything around where you can see.
Alright, and nothing to do but go down, I guess.
I guess.
How, like, steep are they? Like, are we, like, arms against the wall, like, shuffling down? Or is it more of, like, can we still kind of maintain some sort of walking posture?
No, this is definitely a claustrophobia fest. And you're going to be going down either feet first with your arms kind of above you, I guess like kind of like shimmying, or you're going to be crawling in. It's fairly steep, but it's also tight enough that you're not going to like, it's not going to be a slide, right? You can kind of like, you're going to be wedged in. Finbar, if Finbar was here, this would be doable, but rough for him. So
oh boy.
That's the scenario we're looking at. So it's kind of steep, but you're not going to like just slide down like it's a slip and slide.
Alright, well.
You're going caving. You just described, like,
Yes, you're going caving. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
There are very few
Look, it's
things
not a
that
convenient way in. That's why it exists, you know?
Yeah.
I, the
If it was convenient,
player,
it
like
wouldn't
this
exist.
less than almost everything else in the world. But Kyana grew up in this environment and probably isn't going to be that bothered.
This is called role-playing.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Dani starts humming to herself and just walks around one of the openings.
Dani, are you going in feet first or head first?
Feet first.
Are we going in the same
Okay.
opening or different openings?
I think we should stick together on this part.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Dani, you going in feet first, Dani? Just kind of scoots and then shimmies down in.
I'll like
Amazing.
drop my
And then
goggles
Kyana-
down, not for the sun protection, but just for like the dramatic effect and like button up the trench coat a bit so the collar's really
Is
stealth mode.
buttoned up trench coat definitely good for preventing cuts on obsidian. Goggles definitely good for preventing smoke in the eye. That's awesome.
And then there's Kyana.
Kyana, are you gonna do anything, or are you just going in? You going in feet first, head first?
Well, I think this is kind of up to you, DM, because I don't know if my Visage of the Astral Self provides any sort of filtration of smoke.
It
Or,
is
like,
astral.
breathing.
It is. You can walk. You can reach through it.
Yeah, okay. Then I've got
That's a good try, though.
basically not. I mean, maybe I'll like tie my sash over my face like a fetching little face mask, and pretend like that's doing anything.
Can I offer you some of this golden
Volcanic
fleece
ash.
in this trying time?
I only need a little bit.
Would that-
So if you wanted to, I don't know, flash weave it into something, I guess you could make it. I don't really know if this would help with anything, actually.
I appreciate the offer, but I definitely can't do anything with that. I'll just tough it out and hold my breath.
You know what's really good to put on your face when it's so hot that you could die from heat exhaustion? Just a bunch
Wool.
of fleece, like a bunch
Yeah.
of wool.
Yeah.
You know,
So I'm going with
Like a bunch
the
of- a bunch
shimmery.
of unprocessed sheep fur.
Yeah, so I'm going with that starry fetching shawl that I have that has no magical qualities and probably isn't going to help very much.
Cool. You just kind of wrap it around your face, and then head or feet first.
I want to be able to catch Dani if anything goes wrong. I'm going in head first.
All right. So yeah, your fingers barely touching as you just shimmy. Amazing. You guys make your way down into the volcano here. Go ahead. Actually,
Now I know what a TV dinner feels like.
I just want to put into words because I don't think I've expressed it yesterday session. I am so over the moon that we're doing heist. I love
I love
heist.
you're having fun.
That's
What's up with
that's the
auto
thing
and
about
heist?
I don't
They're
know,
usually
but I
like-
love 'em.
Last time was the train heist. Now it's just a volcano heist.
I would do a heist every
all of that.
episode if I was running this. So thank you.
Why is it always
yeah, something
hot?
about auto asking you. Auto missions tend to have you stealing things.
Heist, heist,
Like,
heist,
give
heist.
Davian Otto's number and they can, like, make each other's lives worse instead of involving us.
Yeah.
You gotta curse Davion, my poor sweet innocent boy who's never done anything
I
wrong.
think
with
Davion
auto.
and Roy would
Otto
be
just
best.
doesn't have enough spell jammers.
Maybe you could finally find a
Davian
mechanic to
needs
fix the
work.
ship.
Anyway,
It's
do find
beneficial.
these natural forming vents, and indeed they are pretty obviously natural, crisscross a little bit. So you get the feeling that whichever one you'd gone in, it wasn't like pick A, B, or C, and like A dumps you out here, B dumps you out, C dumps you out there. They kind of, but that also means that it's possible to like kind of get sidetracked. So if I could have, and there's two of you, so you could each make, or one could make at advantage, a survival check to sort of navigate the tunnels here.
I actually have a +5 to this.
I have a
we
minus
go.
1, so why don't you make it?
Okay, with advantage. Because it's wisdom. There we go.
I'm really more of a city kid.
I keep rolling the most bland shit. 16.
DC was 15.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
So the amount of time you spend in here is not prolonged because you are able to, even though there's like a sense of like up and down gets a little shady and like which path is leading back because of the way that they kind of crisscross, even though that's happening, you're able to pretty confidently maintain your sense of direction and also just kind of follow the flow of the smoke and ash that's drifting up. I am going to need, though, one more exhaustion. First of all, it's hot as shit in here, but more importantly, there are volcanic vapors wafting out through this vent, so I'm going to need just one more DC 10 Constitution save. Dani can make this one at advantage, but Kyana, you can make this straight.
God, you're gonna. If you fail too many times, you're gonna get Avatar Roku.
I rolled a natural 12 and a natural 19.
I
so
already
thanks.
mentioned Avatar Roku.
I rolled a natural 11, so 13.
Okay, and Dani, I'm sure, rolled a 20.
Natural 12 and a natural 19, so at least one of those works.
There you go. Yes, the DC was still 10.
You know, I'm not actually prone to claustrophobia, but I think for this I'll make an exception.
It is intense. And how does Dan? Let's do some quick head states before we see where we're going and then take break. How is Dani feeling about what's going on here?
I think Dani is a little bit apprehensive because it's not the kind of work we usually do, and not so much for herself, but more like the rest of the crew is a lot more squeaky clean, and this is the kind of shit, maybe not to this level of difficulty, but this is the kind of shit that Dani's been doing for Otto for years, so there's a certain amount of, like, for me this feels like business as usual, just now raised to the level of technical ability that the crew has, but I am a little worried that the rest of the crew doesn't quite realize the shadier nature of what we're up to, and I think she's kind of cautious in the approach in that regard. But as far as shimmying in the volcano goes, she's humming the Mission Impossible theme in her head and is absolutely having a great time.
Awesome. And Kyana?
I think this is bothering her slightly more the longer she spends in the tunnel, because, like, being in a sort of underground tunnel system that's still designed for humans to move through all the parts of it is not the same thing as shimmying down through a little bolt hole into an active volcano.
Yeah. Let's not forget the active volcano part.
Yeah, I think, like, in the back of her head, she's just, like, floating in the astral sea and everything's fine, but it's just,
Going to her happy place.
going to her happy place, yeah. In that, like, timeless void of a couple hours before the Paraspora first picked her up and she was just floating with the whales. So, that's fun. Everything's fine.
You make your way down. Dani, you see that the space opens up just a little bit, and that there is glowing light coming from the other side. The soft orange glow of lava. You are clearly entering a chamber.
We're entering a chamber.
There's enough space just for everyone to sort of like you guys to sort of maneuver, sort of like Zach and Cody in the air vents, the situation for a minute.
Why Zach and
I would
Cody
love for someone to
specifically?
do a tally of the amount of pop culture things I reference for visuals in an episode, because I realize I do that a lot.
I think it's higher on
Why
Mike's
Zach
episodes.
and Cody specifically?
It's
Never watched Zach and Cody.
It was yeah. Anyway,
I know
you
what
guys
it
sort of
is,
like
just-
come in. I was gonna do a stupid wedge in next to each other. It's been less than an hour. I do need one more stealth check as you peer into this chamber. So go ahead and roll those at
That
advantage.
one, we still have.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh my god. 16. This time the other one was a 2.
21, and knowing that this is Kyana's probably struggling, I will use a flash of genius to let her add 4 to that by being like, chamber, a bed, and like punch up and like kick her at the bottom of the foot a little bit. But oh wait, Kyana went down face first.
You know,
Yeah,
a way
I
to help
went
with
down
stealth, you talk to someone and then kick them. But yeah, so preventing her from sliding down, I really like that, like preventing her from sliding down preemptively. So, sorry, so the totals were, Dani, your total was?
21.
And
with
Kyana with the +4?
With the +4, it's a dirty 20.
The DC, the passive perception, the highest passive perception in this room is an 18.
Oh my god.
You guys
Flash of
maintain it.
genius. I have one more of those.
It's coming clutch. What you see... In fact, actually, we're not entering combat right now, but why don't I just go ahead and bring you over to the battle map?
Yeah,
So you can
show
really
us what's
see
going
it.
on.
You see a large chamber, magma pouring down from several spots from the walls. Clearly you're in an old vent, or you're clearly in somewhere where lava used to pour through, and now it is venting out a lot of the fumes in here. It is tucked away, maybe like 45 feet, like it's pretty high up in this kind of cavernous space. On the top right over here, looking down, you see there are these sort of, they're silvery barrels open and filled with bubbling, still liquid, this sort of like amber to rust color metal. In the room, you see there's a platform that is raised up right underneath you. In the middle of it, a pool of lava with a waterfall flowing down to the floor below. You see standing on that floor below it's one regiment, but split in half, of Githyanki warriors, all in various states of like recline, and all the way from like sort of like if they could have a piece of straw in their mouth, they would, to guys like sharpening their swords. And you see up top here there is a Gith. They're clad in the typical. They all have the classic Githyanki, clad in silver armor, but with rubies and other gems kind of laid into it. And it's never symmetrical armor. It's got this swirling pattern, and it's always kind of like asymmetrical.
Very cool.
You see one of those is standing with a staff, muttering and peering around. Whatever you heard about Kresh, which was it brought up before that they were building a creche? I believe it was.
Yeah,
Right?
that's not new information.
Yeah.
So creche is where Githyanki lay their eggs.
Ooh.
Because you cannot lay or hatch eggs on the astral plane because time does not pass. So you'd actually all intuitively understand this from your adventure with Stranger, where you're finding the princess.
Yeah.
In order to make more Githyanki, you got to go to another plane. A creche is a cradle of eggs that they put on other planes for them to hatch, and for the Githyanki to grow up into fighting age until they can join into Nareth, the city in the Astral Sea. So, whatever you heard about Kresh, you see no Githyanki-built structures or eggs of any kind here. What you do see is a Githyanki woman with a staff kind of muttering and doing like faint little druidic incantations around this pool of lava. Where you see chained is an eyes closed, 20-foot long, what looks like a giant salamander.
It's an axolotl.
But it is completely black, cracked skin with magma pouring through, and it's got the little axolotl gills, the external gills, that are licking flames. You can tell from the situation, you think, looking at some of the tools that lie around and some what appears to be blood around, you think perhaps you found the source of the Zardazil.
Wait,
And
It makes it?
this chained up critter?
Oh my god.
And that's where we're going to go to break.
Oh my god.
Okay.
We don't need to do a
Holy-
heist. We just need to do a really good animal handling check.
We just need to rescue
not a little
the
dude, but I'll
fire
take it.
axolotl. I'll take the big
okay.
dude.
I'll
Yeah.
take the big dude.
Hell
Wow.
yeah. We are going to make a
I
friend.
feel way more morally good about this.
We still have to remember there's like 10 Githyanki in here though. Like
There's,
it's
there's
Hey,
11
11.
Githyanki in this chamber.
DM, I speak
And-
Gith.
I was doing the
God.
mental
You are
calculus of like,
currently hidden.
we have to fight those 11 Githyanki and that crazy fire thingy, but no, we get to free it and ride it into the sunset. All right.
Gnarly.
Amazing. I can't wait to see what happens.
I'll take my pants
because
being
I
on
have no
fire for this
idea.
thing.
Once again, you split the party, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, that's awesome. I love when I love when players split the party. I think it's kind of like a weird metagamey thing to be like the party must stay together. I love it when they're like, no, we're better at different things. Anyway, I'm excited to see what happens. I hope all the audience is too. We'll see you back here in just a couple minutes.
Rolling with difficulty.
Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world. And when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called Whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, draw schematics for your spelljammer, or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are. And it only gets better because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. Check out the link in the show notes below. And thank you again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's adventure.
Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, you guys had decided to split up and take a two-pronged approach to this, what is becoming a heist. We last left Dani and Kyana observing the scene below them, remaining stealthed. So why don't we cut back over to Finbar and Virla?
Hell yeah.
Virla,
Yeah.
as
Boss night.
you make your way through this, giant-sized city, quite literal in every sense of the word, carved into the volcano out of the igneous rock that has formed this structure. You see literally carved out buildings and streets. It is not hugely crowded. There's an impression that this is not a deeply lived-in place, that it is more perhaps a community people pass through. Like, there's not a lot of sense of provincial life going on, you know?
Okay, yeah.
You don't see, like, the baker and the blacksmith and that kind of thing going on. Moreover, there's just some guards, and you see other people going about sort of secretive business. It's kind of hard to glean exactly the nature of what's going on here, besides that there is an insular community here of people who may come and go and tend to keep very, very much to themselves their daily goings-on. You follow our friend, whose name I forgot, Haldor. You follow Haldor, and the Hellhound's name is Ferris. Ferris actually follows you, and you guys follow Haldor as he leads you through to. There is a big entrance that is similarly like that kind of round entranceway, and you see there are 3 fire giants still without armor, without weapons, the red fists standing guard. And then you move past it quickly. It's kind of like just a glimpse down an alley, sort of situation as you walk past. And then you are led up some steps and into a room that is not actually that cavernous. The scale of the entire enterprise, beyond being in a giant village, just being in a volcano, up to you guys whether it surprises you or not, but certainly compared to some other stuff, it's a little surprising. The scale here, is much smaller. To call it a throne room would be disingenuous because it doesn't seem opulent. Instead, it kind of feels more like a meeting room in which there is one chair.
Okay.
Sconces that pour, yeah.
Yeah.
There's huge short directions. He's like, all right, get up. Sconces that light the wall pour lava down them, and they trail into along the wall and down to holes in the floor. And you see in front of you there is indeed a fire giant who has similarly no armor. This is the theme that you can now assume is true of any fire giant you see from going on. No armor, instead just nice, what's the word I'm looking for in fabrics? I guess like Muslims. Like it's kind of light, but there's many layers to it. So it ends up having a lot of like nice texture to it, and there is a crude but evident, just kind of flame insignia sitting in the middle, in the same place that the fist sat on these other ones. This fire giant bows, Howlor bows his head, and in Primordial, which at this point you see Docent kind of gives a little like boop sound as picks up on it, and what was unintelligible to you until now, Virla, Docent's translation snaps into understandable to you as the Primordial that is spoken adds to Docent's language list that you've listened for long enough.
Hell yeah.
Haldor kneels and says, Ylki the Lightbearer, we have visitors from the city of Brass who say that they may have a solution to our... Avoids the word problem, instead says, intruders. Perhaps one that is more efficient than what we have tried in the past. You see, this woman kind of leans forward. Ylki, the Lightbearer, observes you. Aye, then. There's clearly a higher pitch to the voice, but it's like being emanated from like bellows. It's like, this giant voice that fills this relatively small chamber. Again, they're like 15 feet tall, so it's maybe like a 20-foot tall chamber. The sounds really echo in here off the stone. Haldor thinks that you are in a unique position. It seems to give us guidance on this scenario we find ourselves in. Speak, small ones, and let us see if you waste our time or if you have indeed brought solutions.
I kind of turn to Virla, and then back to the fire giant woman. I'm afraid I am not the expert here. My friend Virla is. He is extremely familiar with the gift and their adventures out on the Astral Sea. The only information that we know is that they're trying to establish, what's the word I'm thinking of? Crash. Here up on this volcano. And we're just trying to get that information. So point everything towards his big old brain, and I watch him work his magic.
I will say that I cannot speak your language, but I can understand it. I say in common. I hope this will not be an inconvenience, and if not, I can have Finbar translate for me.
There's kind of like a strange look, because like who understands languages but can't... I mean, I know there are people who understand languages and can't speak, but to have someone like very boldly proclaim that, like, don't worry, I'll understand what's going on, but I'm going to speak in common. There's sort of like a quizzical look, but in Ignan, in Primordial, she responds to you and says, very well, men of metal. Speak what wisdom you may have on these Githyanki intruders.
Just to clarify, everyone in the group is familiar with what a crush is, right?
Yeah, we've covered this now.
I will first start by asking, do you know the nature of what the Gith are trying to do here?
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Sure.
Because
Findar can roll one as well. He's listening.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, dirty 20.
Okay, I didn't do so well. 14.
Okay, well, 14, this would be obscured. She's a well-practiced leader, but with a dirty 20, you see she responds. She says, yes, they seek to lay their eggs, raise their offspring here, in this place that we call sacred to ourselves, that they claim as their own land. With a 20 insight, you can tell that she's not lying, she believes that, but there's a sense that she thinks that there's more going on, that she's just kind of letting you guys believe that so far. You know, she's not correcting you and saying, oh, actually, maybe they have ulterior motives here. Instead, she's like, okay, that's pretty reasonable information, and I'm sure you can act well on that. Go on.
I kind of hesitate for a bit, but then I proceed. Yes, as the Githyanki cannot age or sire any more of their clan in the Astral Sea, they go down to They go down to different planes in order to...
We're just talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. In order to establish new offspring. This is where my knowledge fails me, and you could perhaps help. Do you know on what grounds they say that they sort of stake their claim?
She sits as tall as she has in her throne quotes as of now. It's not even raised on a dais or anything. There's kind of a sense that it's like this is an honorable seat, but it's not. That maybe it's a seat of veneration, but not a seat of like leadership necessarily, right?
Okay.
It's not a throne. It's a place that someone who does the most work and like the person that they all trust the most kind of hangs out to talk about this kind of stuff. This is all the information we have. You seek to inform us, to give us empathy to the invaders who set themselves now in our cradle, in the place where we do the good work, the harvesting of the Zardazil, for which we are known, and of which I am sure is information you possess and brings you here to begin with.
Now,
so far you just kind of said a bunch of stuff that she was already knew, and now she's like, okay, so where's the part where
Right.
you have
you're looking for some honesty? Well, let me be honest. Now, if they're invaders, and it's clear that you haven't done anything to get rid of them, we Gith are kind of hard to,
Do not speak of our efforts. 3 have died trying to reclaim the cradle from them.
What? Then, let's make a deal. We get rid of the Gith for you, and quite honestly, we come for a little bit of that ore. And you will not lose another fire giant, and you can continue your operations unimpeded. We will not return.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I'll add by saying we had
What would you like to say?
We had hoped to put our foot forward towards you in an act of diplomacy. But if you want to talk business, then let's talk business.
I'm going to say still roll it straight. Finbar.
No,
Okay.
I just wanted a zinger.
Fair enough.
Okay. I rolled a 2. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, that's better. That's a 17 plus 1.
Did you roll that advantage, or we our inspirations
right.
are roll a d8?
Oh, right. Yeah,
all right,
correct.
well, 2 plus a d8 if you want to add it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of the other table. My bad.
I know. You mean the other game we play weekly where
Yeah.
we roll an advantage with inspirations?
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is 2 plus 7 plus
Okay.
1.
So a 10. Okay. Not actively insulting, but just not very much. Not a convincing deal. She says, and so it becomes apparent. You come here to leverage your claimed expertise on these aliens to convince us that we should strike a bargain. I see. You speak wise. I wish to lose no more of our people. If you wish to deal with Githyanki, you may go in without our blessing or our condemnation. They are deadly warriors. Do what you will. And perhaps after we speak of what bargain may be made, if we think that you have acted efficiently and with enough goodwill towards our people.
Can I? I don't want to ask this outright, but
Sure.
the title Lightbringer is interesting to me, and I want to see if I can sort of glean any more information about that.
Roll a religion check.
Okay. I'm actually proficient. Yeah, all right.
You're proficient with religion? Hell yeah.
Oh, that's natural too. That's 9.
Mistress keeping you humble.
Damn it.
Ooh, not a good day.
I
what was the
actually have a
total?
question.
9. It was a 9.
9. You don't know of anything specifically, but just throwing some pieces together, there's definitely some, like, not giant god, but there's some, like, primordial god, primordial spirit. There's, like, something going on here. The reason they're speaking the language of fire instead of the language of giants. There's something going on there. And it's probably related to that.
I can't speak to Kyana, right? But
You
she
can.
speak to me.
The mind
I can.
link allows you
was-
to respond. Yeah.
I was about to say, what
Okay.
I wanted to say quickly is, Red, you had something you wanted to ask?
I was gonna ask when the timelines line up.
It's right now.
Okay. Because I'm gonna send to Finbar, like, we're in, and there's, like, a really big, I don't know, I've never seen one before. It's like a big thing, and it's chained in the middle, and I think that's where the stuff we're looking for is coming from, and I don't think they're laying any eggs.
They? You, I'm gonna respond. They? You see the gift? You found them?
Oh yeah, there's like 11 of them. 10 of them look pretty interchangeable, honestly, but one of them's doing something weird with the big guy.
No. Some of them have purple spots and some of them have orange spots.
And the star-bellied Sneeds are obviously better than that.
Alright, and they haven't seen you, have they?
No, don't think so.
So far, so good.
Well, looks like we're gonna have a drop on them. And
Okay.
we gotta make sure Dani prepares something big.
Okay, do you know what the big thing is? Because it doesn't look
I
like they're
don't-
doing a creche.
I don't know, but as far as we know, don't harm it. These aren't regular fire giants. They're worshiping something else.
Okay.
So, gift bad, whatever that big fire thing is, probably good.
Okay, would unchaining it be bad? Because I kind of want to do that.
That's an idea. Hold up for a sec.
Okay.
Just like 2
chilling.
minutes of awkward silence in the chamber.
Just chilling in the
I'm
rock.
going to turn to what was the fire
Like
giant's name
combat
again?
time, but aviation time kind of gets squished.
Yeah.
It is, I believe it's Ilki the light bearer.
Alright. Okay, light bearer. I think once you see us work, I think you'll be more than satisfied with the services that we bring. Now, I'm gonna take my associate here. We're gonna head to the gift. We're gonna get rid of them, and then we'll talk. Couple information though. Do you know where they are? We need to know where they are, how many, and in what direction.
And anything to be aware of, either on our way there or in there. There is
she
an
says-
active volcano among us.
They are currently all within the cradle. By the way, there's definitely a sense that when she's saying cradle, she's saying it in the Ignan word, and there's definitely, you guys both speak Ignan, so you're translating it directly, but there's a sense that it's like they call it that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if she was speaking in common, she would still use the Ignan word for
Right.
Yeah.
She says they are currently all that we know of are currently there. Haldor may lead you there and give you blessing to pass our guards. We do not know the number. That you will have to find out for yourself. When you do not return, should we come into possession of your bodies, is there anything you would like us to do with them?
You may toss me in the lava. I imagine my metal is a lot less rare than what you have here.
Indeed, the rights of Imix invoked. This we may do. Jotun, she looks at Finbar.
I have no plans on dying today. It's gonna be an easy job.
The rituals of Imix as well, then.
Okay.
She sits again.
That didn't go so
Haldor.
well.
I like this lady's
Motions.
attitude.
You all walk out. You return through the. It's out of the sunlight, quotes, but still incredibly cramped and hot you're inside a volcano, little village here. Taking a new direction, find yourself down where you glance in that alley, that big hole where 3 people were guarding. Haldor speaks to them, gives a command. They all part and says, "Fight the valiantly. Ferris likes you. I would hate to see you die without a good fight."
May I ask? You seem to have reached some sort of tenuous stalemate. There appears to be no open warfare or fighting. What was your plan if they were to lay their eggs and hatch their offspring? I can't imagine that their plan involved you in it.
The Light Bearer has many plans. It is not for us to know all of them before their time.
Illuminating. Does Haldor stay there, or does he leave?
He's gonna stay at the guard at the door there. Yeah, I mean, he might leave after you go, but so far he's staying.
I'll gesture to Finbar after you.
Alright, looks like this is gonna be messy. I'm trying to set up for a surprise round.
Okay.
I'm going to mind link with Kyana. I'm gonna. Okay, so I think where we're at the front door. Okay. So
yeah, it seems like it.
We got a nice flanking maneuver going on over here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I said, weather distraction. Y'all gotta do as much damage as possible.
Well, I'll do what I can, but it's probably gonna mostly be Dani.
While this whole conversation has been happening in Kyana and Finbar's minds, and Dani knows nothing, is there?
No, I've been like whispering the highlights to you.
Yeah.
Just to like, they're
But
like
just because
meeting
it
with
sounds
the
like we're
big
about to
lady
get
in
into
charge.
combat, and I have some ideas I want to run through that are not combat. So if there was any downtime during this, that we could have been like looking
Yeah,
around
there's been
the room.
several minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What would you like to do, Dan?
Big lizard. Are there any eggs that I could see?
It's an amphibian,
maybe
but
in
yeah.
the lava. Any sort of lizard offspring.
I won't even ask a perception check. There's no eggs currently.
Okay.
No eggs.
And there's like those 2 braziers up at the top. There's like pots. Are they full of metal? Like, what are those?
Those, you can assume, are filled with Zardazel.
Alright, well, why are we fighting the gift? We can just get those things and get out. We can see our goal.
They are giant-sized, so they're probably like 5 feet across. Like, Dani, if you laid down on the ground flat, or Kyana, I think is shorter, if you lay flat on your ground on the back, they're probably about as wide as you are. They're giant made and used.
I don't think we can get that through the vents.
I just feel like fighting a bunch of giths, like we're jumping into fighting giths when we haven't really fully looked around the room yet.
And so all the gith are just sort of chilling, except for the one with the staff who's over by the lizard.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, what the heck is that one doing?
Go ahead and make a... Well, it's really a druidic, but you can make a religion check if you'd like. That would probably fit best.
I'll take that tasty +0, thank you. 3.
Probably a lullaby.
Great. Awesome. She's singing to it. That's nice.
That means it.
If I...
What if we get? Okay, two things. One, the gith don't know we're working with the giants, so why don't we try and work with the gith and just not tell them we're working for the giants, and then just get what we need and leave. Let them stick around, and we don't have to fight a bunch of gith. And who cares what the giants think of us? 2, we could try and steal the lizard, although I think that might be a little bit harder to get out of here. Either way,
I feel like the gith aren't gonna like us anyway, because we're in a hole in their ceiling.
It's not
Walking
their
away
ceiling.
with the salamander. Oh, what do you got there? A smoothie?
I'm just saying, they don't know that the other 2 guys talked to the giants, so we could be like, oh my god, the giants are sending a hit squad in for you guys, but we just want the medal. We can be straight up with them, because they're not gonna assume we're good guys, so like, we broke in here for the medal. There's these 2 other like death squad coming down to get you from the giants. Why don't you go let us get the medals? Did you see where I'm going? Is this making any sense to anyone other than me? I feel like
Why would they let us? If they think there's a death squad coming for them, why would they let us just fucking leave?
we could offer to help, and we could like fake fight with Finbar and Virla. Then we could dimension door and vortex warp ourselves out of here with a bag of holding full of the metal, and then we don't have to fight a bunch of gith, and we don't have to fight a bunch of giants.
I have no plans on actually fighting them. I'm going to buy you guys as much time to just grab the barrels and dip.
If we're just grabbing the barrels and dipping, why don't we just try and negotiate with the Gith in the first place? They don't know we talked to the giants.
So many plans happening.
You want to negotiate with the... Okay.
If you say that out loud, I will say I do not. I will not talk to the Gith.
Yeah, I think that Virla isn't going to want to do that. Also, I don't think we can actually physically move the metal out of here any way that we came in.
So then what's the plan once we defeat the Gith? Are the giants giving us metal? Because they didn't say they would. They just said
Finbar,
they would neutrally go through us, right?
if we, clear out the Gith, are they actually going to let us take the metal and leave? Do we know?
Now, my diplomacy is a little rusty, but I think we have a decent shot at it if we clear out the Gith, yes.
Okay, that sounds like
If we're out of Haldor's hearing range, I want to sort of tell Finbar about the results of my insight check.
Yeah, you're definitely. I'd say you're definitely out. So you guys cross. Here's what's happening. You guys cross through that. There's a very short little tunnel into a more open room. This is clearly. These are not natural forms. So like the place you were, this has been carved out. The room that you haven't seen it, Virla, but the room that Kyana and Dani are in is naturally occurring. This is passageway that has been made into that room. So there's a tunnel, and a slightly open room, almost like a foyer, getting into the room that is glowing with lava, where Kyana and Dani currently are hiding. Yeah. So as you walk through the tunnel, and you're now kind of out of earshot. If you whisper, it's echoey, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you sleight of hand on a whisper.
I basically say she told us everything that she felt comfortable telling us. There's something else that she was hiding. I do not know what that what that is, but I do find it odd that there hasn't been any fighting going on. I could be wrong, but it seems to me as though the Gith and the giants have some sort of agreement. It's possible that Haldor and the others might not know. It might simply just be between them and the Lightbringer.
I think they're forced to come to an agreement because they can't actually fight the Gith. They called them invaders. You know, if they had the means to get rid of these invaders, I think that would have been their primary objective, but they don't. So whatever deal they got is only because they can't get rid of the Gith.
Oh, I agree. Yes.
How far can your vortex thingy go? Could we grab one of those and just put it outside and then get it later?
Can it target objects?
I believe Vortex War cannot target an object. It's a creature. And it has to be a place that I can see. So it's far, but I can't just put it outside. If the plan is fight the Gith, we can fight the Gith. I just think also, maybe, might be good to consider that no one in this scenario is our friend by default. We are objectively here to do a crime, and maybe we shouldn't plan on just being rewarded and should have some sort of plan B in the case that we need to, I don't know, grab a lizard and run,
As Dani's saying that to Kyana, I'm saying to Finbar, there is no guarantee that we're going to be getting the Zardazal from the giants in the first place. They might simply just be having us do their dirty work, and either one of two things will happen. Either we kill the Gith, in which case they will most likely do something with us, or the Gith kill us and they're right back to where they started.
Okay, well, my options are really limited beyond just picking things up or punching stuff, so if you have a quick escape plan, I would love to know it, but I don't have one myself.
So,
I'm betting on kindness. We do them this kindness, and in return, they'd give us a little bit. So maybe I'm being a little naive.
I do not think we were charming enough to really make that option possible.
But at the end of the day, giants also respect might. Show them we're strong enough.
I have no qualms with killing Gith, and so if you think that this is the way to do it, then after you.
Where
All right, Kyana.
are Kyana and Dani on this map? Because we're in a tube
You know what?
in the ceiling, right?
What's directly below us?
I can throw you in real quick. me 1 second.
Just some inside baseball about Dimension Door. I think the caster can bring objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. I can also bring one willing creature of your size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity. So if Kyana were to pick up
My
Kyana or
carrying
Finbar,
capacity's really good now.
Kyana and Finbar both probably have enough carrying capacity. Like, they couldn't carry, they couldn't carry that back to Brass, right? That's
No.
too far. But they could physically hold it. So either one of those.
the problem is that I can only do it once. Which once is maybe all we need.
I do have an idea
That
for
would-
getting one of the braziers full of metal out.
Okay.
We're right above the payload.
Right.
I have this bag of holding
That was a gross sound.
and a spell that makes things smaller. Do you think if we just make a big enough distraction, or maybe we don't even need to make, maybe just Finbar and Viola make a distraction on the other side of the chamber, we sneak, shrink, scoop. It doesn't matter if it gets bigger because it's already in the bag. Throw it over my shoulder, and then we just scamper on out of here, and Viola and Finbar can Dimension Door after us. Then we don't have to fight the Gith. We get our shit. We don't have to deal with the giants, and we just make a bunch of enemies. But we don't live here, so who cares?
I
Well, I'm not here.
I-
You do
I'm
live
not
here.
against that.
You
I am-
definitely do live here. I feel like that's
Well,
like a good
they also
part
don't
of
know
the
she's
plan.
here. They also don't know
That's
she's
true.
here.
Yeah.
It's true. That's
They only know
true.
me and Viola are here. So
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with that, but that means that we're locking out the opportunity to save the cute little axolotl creature.
Yeah, I think I've just been like staring at this thing, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with it. Like I don't care if I know what the druid's doing. I just want to know if the lizard's sad or not.
okay. All right.
I don't want to break my mind link with Finbar to find out for sure, but it's so
right.
tempting.
We figured out how to get at least one barrel out, right?
Right.
I think
Cool.
we only need one barrel.
Yeah, he didn't specify an amount. Once again, Otto's lack of specificity comes to our advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
If we can get one barrel, great. Second idea is we know how to get ourselves out. Fantastic. Now, Kyana also wants to save this axolotl. If
Well, I'm
could
like
also
50-50 on saving the thing.
Then the distraction we need is I'm gonna bust in. I'm gonna have every single Githyanki on my ass. See, that'll buy us at least one round. I'll have Vila on my back to get me out. While they're distracted, Kyana, you could probably get a strike on whatever the druid is doing, and let that axolotl know you're a friend. In all that chaos, Dani comes through, nabs that barrel. Kyana, you let me know the second we have that barrel and we start making our exit.
Okay, I think there's a hole in this plan. I don't know how Dani and I are getting out.
It's gonna scramble up.
Vortex warp at a prayer.
Just do a little scamper back up the holes.
How
Yeah.
far
Scamper
down?
about.
How far down would we drop to get here?
Y'all got rope?
It's about. I think I said it's about 40 feet to get down from where you're
I
currently.
can't jump 40 feet.
What are you
Not
talking
straight
about?
up.
You have slippers
You?
of spider climb.
Well, first off, that's true, and also, 40 feet is 46, which is 3.5 times 4, so what, like 14 fall damage or something?
Oh, I can negate that with
On
my
average.
reaction, but
Exactly, yeah.
jumping back up 40 feet is
Oh.
the
Yeah.
problem.
But you got slippers of spider climb.
I would need
Is
a
there
ride.
I know. Is there just a free wall that we'd be able to climb up? Is that, or
You're
is
like-
it like a
there's a-
drop over empty space?
No, you're on a wall right now, and like you're kind of like up here, and the wall is like curves above you. But you could run
so
up there feasibly.
Where the edge of this would be where the wall is.
I think we're against.
Yep.
I think the wall's at the top edge, actually.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
the outside, the perimeter of this room, assume that is jagged wall edge. All this in the blue square there is all elevated. It's higher up than where the Gith Legion is standing. Actually, they got a name for their little army thing. Where that Gith squadron is standing is higher up. So this jagged stuff you see is stone wall that's thrusting up out of the lava to make a platform, and then around the room are walls that enclose this entire space. So currently, Kyana and Dani are sitting right over some steaming vent of Zardazel, and they're in the wall there. So they could drop down onto this higher platform, and they'd still be above where these other Gith are. The Gith down here would have to, like, climb up to them or something.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh, so they really only have to deal with the druid.
Yeah,
You guys
I
went
don't
I
know
mean,
what
they're
here,
also...
you could just...
You have seen Gith Misty step, so...
Oh, true.
Yeah. I really want to know what's up with this big lizard thing.
Amphibian.
Hey, we'll
Amphibian. This
we'll
fire
have-
amphibian.
We'll have the element of surprise on as our advantage. Okay, make the most out of that. And with that, I will bonus action
Oh dear.
pull
God,
out
it's
the whip
Okay.
from my arm.
Yeah.
So, this has been a lot of conversation. What's happening now is you guys enter from that little hallway into this foyer area, which is mostly dark. Shadows cast from the room with lava where you can see ahead. You can feel the heat wafting through. If there's any understanding of geometry between the conversations you guys have had, they're up ahead. As you walk into this room, your feet echoing across the cavern, you hear, somewhat sourceless as it echoes through this room, you hear a voice that comes down and says, well,
Gith.
some weird-looking fire giants. What brings you to our little nest?
Us or them? Like, talking to us, talking to them?
He doesn't see, though. This is in the separate room. Let me show
separate
you guys
room, okay.
real quick where you guys are.
Oh, there's a fucking other guy that wasn't even featured?
There's more
Shit.
guys?
Shit.
You guys are in this room, and I'll go ahead and throw you onto this map. Here's where you are. Finbar and Virla walking through. This is the entrance over here, right up ahead.
Okay.
And that sourceless voice comes to you from in here.
From in the room that they're currently in?
Yep. So Kyana and Dani, you can't hear any of this. They have stumbled into a separate encounter.
Oh my god.
Why are we fighting the Gith?
Uh-oh.
They're timeless warriors from the Astral Sea. They might have plans. Anyway.
In our defense, the Gith usually fight us first.
So, what do you? So far, there just kind of seems to be a chuckle and like an observation, a query. What can I see with you? Sent in by the fire giants, now?
Befriend him. Couldn't it be a worse duo for trying to talk their way out of a Gith encounter?
Let's see, we've got the person with a bloodthirsty hatred of all Gith Yankee, and then we've got just like, howdy.
We were here on behalf. I say in Gith. We were sent here on behalf of the Lightbringer and her clan to see what kind of deal can be struck regarding the claim to this land.
Deal as they piss off. It's ours now. We took it fair and square.
You took it fair and square. Why are they still here?
Well, good work takes time. Or are you questioning me?
I can't ask questions. Also, where are you? I don't really want to be speaking to nothing.
Yeah, let's keep that one a secret for now. I like watching you.
Can I have Docent cast detect magic?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah!
I
Roll.
literally
Get
can't
him,
cast
get
detect
him.
magic right
So-
now because I'm concentrating.
He's still hidden, but go ahead and roll a perception check at advantage.
Hell yeah.
You're should be at disadvantage, but I'm not even gonna make it strict. I'm gonna say advantage with docent.
9.
Oh no.
Shit.
With advantage,
Yeah, I got a 3 and a 7.
you're looking around. You don't see. Actually, that's not true. Let me roll. Let me roll for him real quick. We're not gonna. He's actively stealthed. Yes, he does roll. He does roll above that. You look around. You're not seeing any arcane source
Shit.
currently. He just comes back in, almost like from a different perspective now, but it's still kind of sourceless. So, didn't cut you down right away because you weren't fire giants, and you're not with an army of fire giants. So, gotta assume they're not backing your play here, so to speak. So, before I cut you down, what brings you here?
Ain't nobody cutting anybody down. Show yourself.
All right. If you really wanna, Go ahead and roll initiative.
We could have talked to the kids.
We really couldn't have. I don't.
Couldn't have.
No.
Yes. Girls' night should have talked to the Gith. Boys' night should have talked to the Giants. We should have just. Both of us should have sided with them individually. It's fine. We'll see. We'll fight our way out of this.
Oh yeah, because you know what rolling
you-
with difficulty needed? A great divide episode.
You guys can side with the Gith. Yeah, we're siding with the Giants, which means that we're diametrically opposed to the Gith. You guys can side with the Gith, and we'll meet in the middle. I thought we were going to do that right away, but I guess not.
I'm siding with the axolotl.
All
I
right.
want to roll an insight check on the axolotl. I want to know if it's okay.
16.
Maybe it likes being chained up in lava.
You can roll insight. That's fine.
Yay!
You guys get advantage on your initiative checks.
Ooh.
Well, they're currently in another room.
Yeah, we're
so,
not involved in this yet.
Okay, they're not. Okay,
So let's get at least one round under our belts, and then maybe we
Okay.
can get some initiative going in there.
Sure.
My insight check
let's
was
see,
a
dexterity plus
23.
2.
What's that axolotl feeling?
Mostly it's asleep, but you can tell that it's
Asleep.
bound too tight, and that it's kind of twitching restlessly. There's clearly wounds on it. You get a sense that, however they're harvesting this, it's not probably not terribly humane.
Danny, do you have a really quick way to break chains from a distance?
So go ahead and what do we? Finbar, your initiative is
11.
okay, and good old Virla.
16.
Virla, you're up first. As clearly, you're all kind of like ready for what's about to come. What would you like to do, Virla?
Is this just like the entrance, the way forward?
Yep.
Just in
If you
front of
go
us?
through there, you're gonna enter the new room.
I'll just start walking.
Okay.
5, 6. That's 30. I will
can
ready
dash
an
in if you
action.
want.
Nah, I'm trying to goad him. Them. I'll ready an action.
It's a him.
Okay. Githyanki aren't humanoid.
They are humanoid.
They are.
I will ready an action. If I see, if I am attacked, I will cast hold. Oh wait, no, I'd have to see them. Yeah, if I can see the Githyanki attacking me, I'm casting hold person.
All right. Awesome. Cool. So that's your concentration currently going, because holding a spell like that is concentration. So detect magic drops. Very cool. Finbar, you see Virla begin to gather arcane energy. What would you like to do?
I'd like to make a. I only have one action. This sucks. Okay, let's do the smart thing. Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Virla. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to cast Bark Skin.
Oh, thank God.
Sweet. Is that
Thanks.
that's not a range of self?
It's touch.
Touch. Okay. Yeah. I mean, touch. Yeah. Yeah. So touch would be for another creature. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So your AC cannot be lower than 16.
Oh, thank God! That's the highest it's ever been.
I think, right?
You have better
Right,
AC
Finbar, I got
than
that right?
Dani.
Yeah, I believe that's
Oh wait, no,
Do
that's
I-
shield. Oh, but with shield, it's fucking
Yeah.
busted.
With
go.
shield, you get up to 21.
All right.
That does mean you guys do not have enhanceability up.
That's okay.
That's okay.
And
We already
then
did most of our stealthing.
bonus action, I will activate the story form, and I will take the form of the dragon to start.
Awesome. Are you guys going like back to back? What's
Yes.
the?
Back to back.
All right,
So
fantastic.
cool.
There is a faint shimmer as
invisibility.
for bonus action. And Delian the Gish is going to teleport down,
Oh, the gish.
and then he is going to unleash his first attack at Virla at advantage. So he's invisible while he attacks. At the end of his first attack, you will see him and be able to cast
Sure.
your spell, assuming you hold on to concentration through whatever comes. So here we go.
Yeah.
You see he appears, you've seen Gith before. They are tall. This guy is lean, kind of classic. He's got like, his hair is all like sticky uppy like a troll's doll.
Yeah.
But yeah, silver armor, everything. And he's going to, let's see. Yeah, silvered longsword, one of the dreaded silver swords of the Githyanki.
Oh my God.
That is a 17 plus 7 is a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right. First comes the slashing damage. That's 6 slashing damage.
6. All right.
And then, shit, I need more d8s.
What?
10 plus 12 is 22 psychic damage.
Okay.
That's attack number 1. So the total damage was 22 plus, what did I say?
6.
6, so that's 28, so you need to make a DC 14 concentration check
Yes.
to hold on to hold person.
Yeah. I don't want to use you. You. I don't happen to have inspiration, do I, DM?
I don't know. Do you have an inspiration? If it's written down, you got it. If not, you don't got it.
I don't think so. So I guess
If
with the
anyone else has
13,
one they want to throw, I don't know if anyone has any lying around.
I don't.
Finbar
just
used
the one.
his.
Used his, yeah.
Yeah.
With the
Sorry,
13,
friend.
that's going to fail.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah, you see immediately comes in and sticks right through steel on your steel body. The blade hurts, but what hurts far more is the psychic shock that blinds you for a moment. Barkskin holds, but his first attack is done. And then... No, he's not too scared of you guys yet. Yeah, he's going to attack. He's just going to do 3 attacks, which is all the attacks he can make. The next one's coming at Finbar, though. So,
Okay.
that's an 8 plus 7 is 15 to hit.
Nope.
Cool, so he's going to want to try and get you one more time. That's a crit. Natural 20.
Okay.
So this is going to be...
We just started, Austin.
Damage.
Okay.
You know,
no.
Thank you for joining us for
Okay.
season 3, you guys.
Remember when they said we've sent 3 fire giant warriors in and they died?
I thought they were bluffing.
We don't need to kill them. We just need to buy time to steal one of these barrels. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys dimension door out of there as soon as it gets too hot. We can probably
Yes.
grab one and scamper back up in time.
It's 8 plus 6 is 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
So that's 32 plus, that's 50. That's 50 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Are you still
Barks. I'm still up. Yeah.
Okay.
Barkskin
is
definitely
down.
failed.
Barkskin's gonna be down, I'm pretty sure.
Shit.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, he comes in invisible, strikes across Virla, and then flips his longsword around, just one-handed, not even like going all out on this yet. He does a jab past you, Finbar. What you think is an easy parry turns out to be a feint, and he brings the sword in and like guts you, like pulls the sword across your stomach,
Jesus fucking Christ.
and like it feels pretty intense.
Ow.
Armor absorbs most of it, but in terms of, you know, how long you can keep in a fight, another one of those would be the end of Finbar.
God.
That's the end of his turn, though. He used everything he's got. Yeah. So we're going back to the top of initiative with Virla. And by the way, at this point, let's see what Virla and Finbar do, because it's very possible we could be rolling initiative for other people as well.
Can I see the other room?
Yeah, totally. You can see exactly into the other room.
Do I see everything in the other room? Dani and Kyana and like the higher platform.
Well, you can't see Dani and Kyana, but you can definitely see into the room, and you can see the very edge. I would say you can't see the Xenomancer, who's the druid that's up there, but you can definitely see the upper edge. If you're talking about a dimension door, you could totally 100% dimension door from where you're standing to the upper edge in that room.
I don't like saying this, but I can't take another hit. How about you, Finbar?
I can't either.
All right.
I want to try
you.
some. I want to try something. I want you to hold that until I get this hit.
I will remind you
what's
that he
the
goes
spell?
between me and you.
He doesn't. No, he goes after.
He
both
goes
of you.
after both of them.
He rolled
Oh, okay,
he rolled
cool.
a 6
All right,
initiative.
yeah.
Actually, that's the one thing saving you right now is I rolled a natural 4 on his initiative.
Yeah.
All right, I'll hold my dimension door. I'm gonna dimension door to the edge, just as far away as I can.
Wait, would that be into the room with all the other gith?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
This is the distraction.
No, but I need you guys to be able to get out.
Okay.
You're the one that said we needed the distraction. You're the one that said we needed the distraction.
It's happening. Virla's dimension.
I'm holding my action until after Finbar goes. I'm just dimension dooring out of there. I'm at 19. Finbar, I don't think can take another hit,
I'm at
especially
12.
on the psychic.
Okay. Can your
Yeah.
dimension door just fully out of like the combat zone? Could you just get to safety? Because I think popping in,
Well,
taking the hit and then popping
to
back
speak
out.
on a meta level, what's going to happen once they dimension door in is that they're going to dimension door in. Everyone's going to be surprised. and then everyone else is going to roll initiative, and we're going to add it to this initiative round. This is clear to all the characters. You're moving far enough from Endelian that he's not going to be able to get you this round. So basically, this round of combat, if Virla Dimension Doors, which he will because there's nothing to break his concentration, is Finbar's going to take a turn. They're going to get away, and then Endelian is going to chase after them and roll initiative for everyone else.
My thinking was that if we left and exited the combat, Endelian would come to you guys, come to your room and basically warn that stuff is happening. So, I mean, either way, we sorry guys, we kind of blew our our surprise.
Hold up.
I don't like that we don't have a quick exit anymore.
We gotta just do stuff. Stuff is happening now. So whatever they're doing, they're gonna do it. We're in a different room. We gotta just let Wally and Noir do what they're doing.
Yep.
All right,
all good D&D heists,
It went wrong immediately.
Something goes wrong. Something goes wrong.
It's just combat now.
All right. I am
We
going
described
around.
the plan on screen like fools.
What did you what did you think the going wrong part would constitute? Of course it's going to be combat.
I am going around for the flank. I'm
Cool.
holding where he stabbed me. I have the tentacle whip in my arm, and I'm going to make this attack at advantage.
I'm going to say I need to be holding on to you in order to...
Finbar can move back, though.
Okay, all right.
Yes. If I need this to crit, I need this to crit so badly.
Wally!
Come on, baby.
Come on.
It'd be so cool if it critted. What happened? What happened?
Crit.
He's got his arms crossed.
What? Baby.
Did you roll that 20?
I rolled a 3, and I rolled a 20.
Nice!
Okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
You just
right.
crit with a Mind Flayer weapon against him.
Yes, I did.
Oh, he's not gonna like that very much.
He's not gonna like that at all.
Okay, so this is a D4, a D6 plus 4. That's 5 total. How do we do this again?
It's max damage plus whatever you roll.
Okay, so 10 plus 9, 19.
19 damage.
Yes, total.
That's not too shabby.
Cool. The target is now stunned until the end of my turn.
Oh shit! So he's not even gonna be able to get into the room here.
Until the end of its next turn. Sorry.
Cool. So he's gonna spend one round stunned, which is this round, and he can't do shay. So you come, and we've never seen this before. You see Finbar with the deftness of someone who is much smaller and uninjured than himself. Maneuvers behind the Gith and point blank lashes out. From his arm extends a red tendril that wraps around Endelian's throat. And you see there's a... what kind of damage is it, actually?
It's slashing and psychic.
Really quick, he does not resist either of those. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, you see... he almost drops the sword and reaches with his free hand around as the thing shocks him, basically. His pupils dilate, a little bit of blood comes out of his nose, and his body seizes up as he is stunned. Finbar, I assume you're going to move back into touch with Virla. And Virla, your dimension door goes off. We're going to leave...
As I dimension door, I'm going to flip him off, and I'm just going to say, Tronzo Barbie! Which, according to that PDF, is... to flip one's mother over on the grill.
Someone else has opened up at least an Australian mind.
Cool. So Virla and Finbar, you have enough understanding of the room. I'm just going to throw you in here. Throw yourselves wherever you would like to be.
I think there is fine.
Cool. Everyone is surprised. Thing happens, and actually, do you guys get around? Oh god, how surprised are they? Do you guys get around where just you two get to do things? Actually, yes. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Surprise round. Virla, Finbar, and Endelian are not surprised, but in so Endelian's turn, he does not follow you in. He is stunned out there. The stun ends. Beginning of initiative. Can I have everyone roll? We're going to put everyone in the initiative tracker, and the 3 people who are not surprised, plus Kyana, who is immune to surprise, are all going to get to go before anyone else does. So,
do we keep our initiative, or?
We're going to keep the same. It's the same combat going. So,
all right, yep.
Well, I can't believe it. What kind of god did you pray to get that 20?
I saw the 3, and I saw a 2. I'm just like, no, that's not it. And...
I'm so scared, guys. It's episode 1.
It's episode 1.
If this goes too bad, can we just do a do-over? Nobody has to know.
Nobody must know. Keeping the same initiatives. All right, we have. Holy shit, Kyana. Taking up the front, we got a 27.
I rolled a 19.
For Dani, we're coming up with a 20, which is also dope. I've got to roll for the Tleshalotl. Is I just. Wait, hold on.
Tleshalotl?
Okay, Tleshalotl. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the pronunciation. I looked it up in Journey to the Radiant Citadel.
Yes, the X's are SHs.
Yeah, so that's actually, I believe Axolotl is wrong, it turns out.
Yeah, it's Axolotl.
Tleshalotl. Anyway, Tleshalotl, we're gonna get.
He's so cute.
He's gonna roll disadvantage because he's basically asleep.
No.
Sleepy boy.
With bad attacks, it's still not terrible. He's coming in at a 9. Although, again, he is unconscious. Yunazese, the Xenomancer, is going to come in with a...
Oh, I technically still have my bonus action, by the way.
That is, very, very cool. So we'll resolve that in just a sec.
Please tell me.
She comes in with a +4. Hot damn. She's Dani, what's your dex?
My dex is 14, so +2.
She beats you in the initiative. And the layabouts rolled like dog shit. So our Githyanki warrior minions, they are minions. So remind your minions die if you hit them with an attack roll, or if they fail a save that causes them to take damage. Otherwise, if they take damage, they have hit points like anything else. But you can kill them a lot more easily, and they have their normal damage and their normal AC. So they can still hit, but they go down much easier. Anyway, they rolled a 4 initiative, so they're not doing so hot. Okay, let's descend. That's exactly correct. So Finbar, go ahead and resolve your bonus action, and then we're picking up at the start of initiative with Kyana.
Cool. Bonus action, I will cure wounds myself. No, sorry, that's an action. I will healing word myself. That'll be 10 points of heal. Wait, nope, that's a little more than 10. I'm missing 14 points. There we go. All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's it?
Yes, that is all.
Awesome.
Kyana, you see Mind Link went wobbly as you could tell shit was going down. As they appear, your finely honed battle instincts kick in. You are not one to be caught off guard. What would you like to do?
Dani, you need to be up close to the metal thing, right? To do the shrinky shrink and put it in the thing?
We're standing right above it, aren't we?
You're
Yes.
40 feet above it.
I'll just...
What's the range on reduce? I assume you're casting reduce.
Well, I have to be next to it to grab it anyway. It's reduced. Yeah, it's 30 feet, so I had to get closer.
You want us... Okay, I'm taking us down. I'm gonna grab Dani.
Please be stealthy. All right.
And I'm gonna drop.
Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna roll. So it's 4d6. I'm actually gonna roll. You're carrying another person. I'm gonna say this is fine. No action required. I'm gonna say instead of 46, it's 66 because you're carrying a lot more weight.
Cool.
But it's all to
but
you,
I will tell
Kyana.
you straight up.
You can reduce it by like 8,000 or something stupid like
I
that.
can reduce it by 40, so you actually cannot damage me with 66.
Okay, yeah, so we're at... I'm rolling gangbusters. We're at 20. 29.
Shame for you. It's down by 40. I'm feeling better than ever.
I did not roll below a 4 on any of those.
Right. So I'm gonna drop us right between, like, behind. You see the bit where it's like tucked up between the barrel and the wall? I'm just dropping us down into there.
Yeah, literally where you're sitting right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
Amazing. You fall silently, hit the ground, slippers silent on the ground, bridle carrying Dani. You still got, that was 40 feet of movement to get out of there, so.
But it was straight down. Does that, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, falling movement counts as, does falling movement, Wally, remind me, does falling movement count as movement? I think it does. Right?
I'm actually not sure.
Because I know jumping counts. Because, like, if you had a crazy jump distance, like Kyana, if you did a crazy jump thing this turn, and tripled your jump distance, but you didn't dash or anything, so you ended the turn in air, that would be part of your movement, and then you would, on the next turn, finish your jump with the rest of your movement.
I think falling movement counts
Right.
because if two creatures are falling at different rates, like per round, you just do their movement for how much they're falling, right?
Yeah, there's actually falling. I think you fall 60 feet per round or something. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna look up the rule later, and it doesn't have to slow us down right here.
Yeah.
You have all your movement left. Let's say use 5 feet to get out of there. So you got the rest of your movement -5.
Cool. Okay, then I will hop over the barrel and in front of it just to provide Dani with some cover, because I'm just assuming that's the most important thing right now. And I guess I'm gonna use my my action to bust out the arms and the visage just for funsies. But
Cool.
I'm not close to any bad guys. That could.
What's your speed?
My speed? Please hold. 45 feet per round.
30, 35, 40, 45. You got 40 feet. There's probably a way you can cheese this to get 40.
I can get within 10 feet of the...
Oh, that's true. Yeah. You could totally get within 10 feet if you wanted to do that.
Do I want to do that? I think
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I'll do that. I feel like posting up in front of Dani to block anything is only helpful if... you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just draw
Yeah, it's really
attention.
not that helpful. It gives her cover, but she's kind of behind a barrel, so she's already got cover.
I'm good.
25, 30... Oh, hot. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
my
you don't.
action...
I'm not Matt Mercer. You don't have to make an athletics check to jump over 2 feet of lava.
Thank you.
You're fine.
Okay. Arms of the Astral Self. Summon 1 key point. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you must succeed on a Dex saving throw, DC 16, or take 2d6 force damage. So that's
Okay.
that's the scary lady.
Just okay. The
Just her.
Slush-a-lotl. Okay, cool. So she needs
Not
to
the Slush-a-Lotl. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. I want it to wake up and be my friend.
She's actually good at this, but she rolled a 3, so she's gonna fail.
Aha! Eat it. Okay, 2d6 force damage. Please hold while I roll. We got Please hold while I retrieve the die I just dropped and then roll.
Hold on. There's a word for a Githyanki party of 10. They have a name for their battle contingents.
Well, it's only 6 force damage, but it's better than nothing.
Yes, 6 is higher than nothing. Sarth. The Sarth.
It's a Sarth? Great.
A Sarth is 10 Githyanki. So you said 6?
Yes. I don't think I need the visage, actually, and I might need my key points, so it's just the arms. Oh,
Okay,
excuse me.
cool. Just the arms.
Yeah.
Boom, and then you got an action still.
No, summoning the arms... Oh, wait.
It's a
hold
bonus
on.
action.
It is! So I guess we're punching.
So anyway.
No. Well, I mean, I just felt everything go to shit on the other end of the psychic link. I'm assuming we're fighting these guys. Okay, yeah, I'll use my action to try and punch her. I hope she's doing something bad and this is okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, unarmed strike, arms of the astral self with... Yeah, okay, so +8 to hit, and there's no advantage or anything. We're just...
Nope.
Just flat.
Yeah, surprise means that she can't take reactions or anything.
I'm guessing that a 14 isn't gonna hit her.
14 is her armor class.
Oh! Did I get her?
Yes.
Then?
Yeah, you hit her.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
she is more druid than she is warrior, although she's no slouch when it comes to some of her physical stats.
D6 + 5. Ah, there we go. 10 points of force damage. And for my second attack, if I roll a 6 or higher, I'll hit her again. Me and my big mouth. I rolled a 5, so I miss her.
Oh! Wait, hold on. Here's the thing.
¿Qué pasa?
We talked about this at the end of last season, that Kyana has some alternate rules that we forgot about from Tasha's that are totally legal. So I'm just gonna quick read some of those out so that you know about them for this encounter. Here we go. Ready?
Yes, please.
Optional rules. Dedicated weapon, we're not going to worry about. That basically lets you use a weapon for your monk fists, in, like if you have a spear or something. Key fueled attack. If you spend 1 key as part of your action, you can make a punch for free on your bonus action. Quickened healing. As an action, you can spend 2 key points and roll a martial arts die. You regain a number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency. So if you need to heal yourself, it's an action and it costs 2 key. Mm-hmm. Here's the one that you want. Focused aim. When you miss with an attack roll, you can spend 1 to 3 key points to increase an attack roll. Oh. The attack increases by 2 for each key point spent.
All right.
So you can spend 1 key point to turn that miss by 1 into a hit. If you
1
want to.
key point will push that over the edge, and I will do another 1d6 + 5.
Plus your wisdom.
Yeah, 1d6 + 5. Hacha! Haha, 11. 11 force damage
Hell
this
yeah.
time.
Very, very cool.
You know what? Just because I know she's a... Oh, wait, you know what? This is already the surprise round, so she can't do anything before I get my next round, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there's no point in doing a stunning strike yet because she's basically already stunned for the duration.
From a
But
sort of
next
meta
time.
perspective, yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
I was just... Yeah.
You know, there is a weird overlay of meta that is actually very reasonable because it preserves some of the... Yeah, we're not going to get into that right now. Excellent, Kyana.
Right.
You jump down. What a fill turn. You jump down, expertly land behind these barrels, drop Dani off, hurdle the barrels, jump across some lava, pop your arms, and do an old 1-2, completely taking this Gith lady by surprise. Her turn passes, her surprise ends. Dani's turn passes, her surprise ends. Virla, you're up.
Okay. Can I get a bead on what this druid is? Like, what was it doing? I don't know if I would be able to see anything from just, like, the brief, you know?
It's... I mean, the answer is yes, but the answer is also that it's an ability check to insight that. So if you have other stuff you'd like to do.
I don't... My priority is making sure that the barrel gets... My priority is making sure the barrel gets out, and then I'm taking Finbar out. And I'm trusting that Dani and Kyana can do so on their own. I don't think I have anything on me that can directly help the Telexolotl, so I'm trying... I figured that this might be the best use, unless anyone else has any recommendations.
I don't want to metagame. I really don't.
Dodging
It's
has
only-
never hurt anyone. Although, an ability check would be super dope here.
It's true.
It's what he would do. Yeah, I want to figure out what the druid...
Huge respect. It's completely unoptimal to take an ability check like that during the combat, so I'm going to go ahead and throw you an inspiration, and go ahead and make me an Arcana check. It's going to be a fairly lofty DC since you literally just saw what's going on.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's a natural one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and you literally get beast chained up, woman being beat by your friend. So that's about where you're sitting right now.
Okay.
I don't know what she was doing, but she sure wasn't helping this
I'll
time.
tell Finbar basically what I just told the group. Once I see that Dani has pocketed the goop, I'm taking you out.
Like, to safety, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm taking you out.
Like on a date or with a sniper rifle.
Let's go get her. Yeah, let's get her.
And I guess I'll end my turn, but I'll be looking intensely at the druid.
All right. No bonus action or anything?
No.
Okay. Finbar.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I will use an action to heal myself. Cure wounds as an action.
Sweet.
Okay. That's a solid 19 points of healing.
Sweet.
I will move over to the beast. It's asleep, correct?
Yep.
Please don't flip in the lava.
Oh, yeah.
He's okay. Any square that is 50% or more stone is considered stone, and any stone that is 50% or more lava is considered lava. So you're okay there, Finn.
Awesome.
The one above you is definitely lava.
Okay, for sure. Can I try to shake it? Well, can I?
Druid.
You want to try
This
to
thing-
awaken it?
It would take an action though, right?
It would take an action.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have much to do with my bonus action. I do see Dani in the corner though, right?
Yeah, Dani didn't actively hide.
Yeah, she's
so-
just making the.
Dani didn't get around
my
that.
God,
Also, your passive
why
perception's
Face
crazy.
at everyone. Like just frustration.
Oh, okay. Bonus action. I will turn to Virla and be like, "I'm right here," and then I'll turn invisible.
Oh.
All right.
Sweet. All right. Telexolotl is both unconscious and surprised, so we'll just give him a little pass. And Dalian's turn. Let's double check real quick where he was standing.
Isn't he still fucked up?
Yeah, no, that was his turn.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he didn't get to chase them in at the last round. Now he is no longer stunned. 10, 15, 20, 25. So it's going to take a whole movement just to get into the room. And he did not recharge. Oh, wait. Actually, I have to roll one more time to see if he recharges his Misty Step.
What's on a recharge?
Nope. It's actually an Astral Step. So here we go. Go ahead and drag Dalian in. And he's going to bark some orders in Gith. So some of you understand that. And basically he just shouts out, like, fucking three-legged dogs, what are you doing sitting around? They're in here! And he's going to rally them. Their turn comes, their surprise ends, and we come back to Kyana at the start of the turn.
Okay, I guess I'm punching this druid more. All right. First attack.
When in Rome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, why not? I just really don't want to find out what she can do if the other one is that scary. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. It's like, he's a warrior, but she's a spellcaster, so.
I got another 5. I can just push it with one more key point. I'll do it. I think it's more important to wallop her.
Go for it.
First hit. 10 points of force damage.
Damn, you're rolling like crazy.
Nice.
Here.
I am. It's 5s and 6 only on that die. Second attack. I swear to God. That one was a 2. I'm not going to try and salvage it.
Okay, yeah, that would cost a lot. I mean, it's technically possible, though.
Bonus action, flurry of blows. I think I spent another key point on that. Boop.
It's free to punch once. It's a key point to punch twice.
Oh, so it's free to flurry of blows only once?
Yeah, exactly. It's called an unarmed. It's like your unarmed attack. It's basically like an offhand attack with a dagger. You can do that for free if you're a monk, or you can spend a key point to do it twice.
This die is on probation. It just rolled me a 5, a 2, and a 3. We're using this nice one from now on.
Does Virulin know that the Teleshalotl is what's producing the ore, the Zardazil?
I mentioned that to Finbar over the mind link.
I'd say that the understanding is made here.
Yeah.
There's like a big smear of blood on the ground between the barrels and this being.
Okay. I just had a thought, but for the sake of gaming, I'm not going to say it until my turn.
Okay, I rolled another 5. That one I'm using a key point to push it up to actually hitting. So that would be 7 plus 8, 15 to hit this lady.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
And are you doing? You have hit a couple times.
Yes.
Actually, before the first attack already passed. The second attack you hit. Did you want to spend any key for stunning strike? Because you could have done it.
I did. Yes. I think.
So let's, instead of waiting to the end, let's say, because this would have changed a lot, so I don't want to backtrack too far. But let's say the second attack that you hit, or did you hit with? No, you rolled
the second attack is the only one that I've.
Cool. Okay. So at the end of that first attack, let's
do it. Okay, I'll bump down one more key point.
Yeah, it's a little backtracky.
It's okay. DC 16 con saving throw.
Okay, here we go. That's a natural 3.
Hey, okay, so she's stunned.
And I don't think she has any legendary resistances, so she is stunned. You have no idea what you've done for this battle. She is stunned, so go ahead and roll your last attack at advantage. Instead of rolling those other ones, by letting you go back in time, we're just...
Hold on.
We're not,
wait. Okay, so
What's up is that we're doing a retcon and saying that you tried to stunning strike there because that was a little generous. So what I'm saying is, because it was a little generous, we're not re-rolling attacks 2 and 3. Just 4 go ahead and roll at advantage since she's stunned.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you're going to get a bonus to this one, but the other 2, we're playing them as they lay because we did a little
fantastic. In that case, 4, I rolled a 14, so plus my 8, so that hits her, and I didn't need to spend a key point to push it.
Didn't have to spend a key point.
Okay.
So roll your damage.
It's getting a little low. Yes, roll the damage. That is 8 points of force damage.
Okay, sweet. You're whittling her down.
I am.
And she is stunned. One fist comes in, and as she begins to bring an incantation, just throat punches her, and she drops the staff and begins to choke.
Okay. Action, bonus action. That's basically everything I can do this round except for movement, and until Dani has the thing in the bag, I don't need my movement just yet.
Correct. All right.
Okay.
Unazese, the Xenomancer, is stunned, so she will not cast Force Cage.
Oh, what?
We move on to Dani.
Dani rouses herself from the "oh my god, these idiots" pose to slap a reduce on one of the barrels in front of her.
Cool. I don't think objects get to make saves, right? They
I
just
do
reduce.
not believe so.
Yeah.
Objects do not make
Yeah,
the Constitution
cool.
saving throw.
The barrel reduces. It's now, we're talking like novelty keg. Like
Okay,
you,
yeah, nice.
you got it in your bedroom and you just like, you can put some whiskey. I saw it in a Barnes and Noble one time. Anyway, so you could feasibly slip that with your object interaction into your bag of holding.
Okay, is that part of this turn, or would that be an action on a next turn?
No, it's just your object interaction.
Great.
So the same thing that lets you like open doors.
Yeah,
and shit.
Dani, in the span of 6 seconds, slaps a reduce, shoves it in the bag, throws back over her shoulder. Can we get out of here?
Okay, so you got one barrel.
Otto didn't put a limit on the
Yes.
numbers. Otto said nothing
Sophia,
about amounts.
How many times can you cast enlarge
I can
reduce?
do it again if we wanted to get the other barrel, but we're dying.
Hey,
No,
I'm not saying you need to get it or you don't need it. I was just saying we're keeping track. There are 2
I'm
barrels
going
there. You've
to-
taken one.
Can I take a free action to yell at Dani, not
Yeah.
on my turn?
Yeah, totally.
Can we get the apple and the tree? And I point to the
Oh,
Schlesselotl.
you want to make it small?
What size category is the
Just steal the
Schlesselotl?
Schlesselotl.
Oh,
We get-
please
We're
do
taking
it.
the source of the
What
Zardazar.
size category is the Schlesselotl?
It's huge. It'll get down to large.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
think
true.
that'll
So
fit
that might-
in the
Large.
bag of holding.
Okay, fair enough. And I can't
It's airless
dimension
in the bag
door
of
with it
holding. I need to carry it
either.
anyway.
Does,
fair enough.
Well, that's true though. Okay, here's the thing though. If it goes down to large, Kyana can carry it because it's.
Oh
big
my
enough.
god, really?
I think
Yes.
you can move a creature up to one size bigger than
Okay.
you, right, Finn? You can grab a
Yep.
creature up to one size
Okay, the
bigger.
bigger problem there is that I'm not fireproof and I can't touch
It also
lava.
only lasts for 1 minute, so you would have exactly 1 minute to get that thing outside
Before I get
If that's the
comically
case-
crushed.
crushes you in a tube.
If that's the case, then I would have to dimension door Kyana out, and I would have to leave Finbar.
Don't
I
do
can
it.
get out.
It's a creature though. You can't dimension door her with the Tleshalotl out.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That would be cheating a little too much.
I can get out.
You can?
I can.
It's up to you.
Into Oh no, nothing that flies yet. Never mind. You can't.
By all accounts, we have succeeded in the mission that Otto wants us to do, and so
Yeah.
we could just leave.
Just
Okay,
bonus
so-
objectives now.
I think we'd solve a lot of problems by just killing these guys.
You guys are so bad at crimes! You're too good!
Kyana, say the word. Say the
wanna
word,
say
and
it this
I go.
elevator.
I go into heal mode, and I'll keep everybody up. You guys just have to do damage. I'm down.
I mean, my turn is come and gone, so I can't scoop Dani
Yeah,
and
so-
get us up the
I
wall
don't have a
anyway,
bonus
so-
action.
Yeah.
I was just gonna stay where I was because the plan was to get out. So unless someone yells
Good
a
idea.
different command at me, Dani's turn is just getting the bag of goop.
Cool. Well,
All right.
this was
fair
all
enough.
free stuff, so we're moving on to Virla's turn, and Virla can take any actions he would like. As this is
Okay.
everything's happening very fast right now. So there is some planning that can be made, but a lot of actions will just have to be taken
Right.
as they come.
Okay. This is an absolute Hail Mary,
Oh god.
because Dimension Door's limit is 500 feet. I don't know if 500 feet will put us in rock or anything
Oh
like
my
that.
god, no.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go to where Finbar said he was gonna go, and I give Kyana and Dani a look as if like we're doing this, like we're bolting. All right.
That was the plan.
Um,
Kyana, if you have any other thoughts, get them out now because this is the plan.
I have things I want to do, but we don't have time. I just really want this big salamander thing to be okay. But I also
Okay.
want us to be alive, and that's a little more important,
Let's see.
so.
Oh man. I see the vent, right?
Yes.
It's where we dropped out of, yeah.
Can I roughly go 500 feet, like a straight line for where I'm standing right now and the vent 500 feet in that direction?
Yes, you absolutely can. And the volcano is not more than 500 feet thick, like in terms of the crust, so you're definitely getting outside.
Okay.
I will say that I don't think Virla has a complete understanding of how high up or low down they are.
Yes.
So what I'd
we
like
can
you
still
to
take
do
fall
is just
damage.
roll me a let's call this, it's not quite 10. Let's call it a DC 12 survival check to see if you can roughly pitch yourself on the ground.
Sure.
Quick math.
It's a D8 for the inspiration die, right?
It's a D8, yeah.
All right, I rolled a 4, so
No.
I gotta roll a 4 or better.
Roll your d8.
That's a fucking 1. All right.
Wait, what's that bring you to? 5?
5.
I can't get you to 12.
No, sorry, 7. 7. Because 4 plus 2 is my survival plus the 1.
I could get you to
7.
11. I still wouldn't make it.
All right. Well,
But that would probably reduce how much damage she takes on the fall, right?
and
How would you know? How would Kyana know that?
I don't know. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I mean, in fairness, I'm fucking leaking fluids. I'm hurt. I'm not thinking clearly.
I don't like
so
it when
this
Otto
is-
sends us on jobs.
Man, for the first time in probably a long time, I just mutter.
Oh, it'll be fine.
All
This
right,
will be
This
roll
better be
me,
fucking part of your goddamn
Virla,
plan.
Virla, roll me any dice and just tell me whether you got evens or odds.
Oh my god.
Sure.
Are you too high up or too low down?
7. Odd.
Odd is too high up.
Okay.
Okay, so
Fall damage is better than entombed in rock.
what you see
Well, okay.
is
Yes, because if I cannot teleport there, the spell fails and we take
Yeah.
force damage.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
So you see Virla. What does your dimension door look like? We've seen it once. We see it again here.
I forget if I had described it before, but I'm imagining a Nightcrawler Bamf.
Very, very cool. You see the magic that had just begun to dissipate from the last one. Takes both of them out. You guys find yourself outside in the sun. Sorry, you rolled. What was the total you got?
7.
7.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna fall. Okay, I rolled really low. You're gonna fall 30 feet, so you're just gonna take 3d6 falling damage.
Okay.
Sure.
I feel like that's enough to knock Virla out.
It's only
But
7
Finbar's
bludgeoning damage.
right there.
All right, I'm
Finbar
fine.
has to
I'm
stay
all right.
Yeah.
too.
I'm at 45.
Oh, okay.
You guys just
Yeah, Finbar's been healing himself this whole time.
Yeah.
You
and
guys just-
invisible while leaving Virla out to dry.
You guys comically vanish. I'm gonna take you right out of initiative here. Vanish, disappear, and blazing sun. Fall 30 feet, land flat on your backs. Any interaction?
I hit the ground and I sulk. Man.
I kind of lay there like a snow angel. Like, okay, that's 2 out of 4. Let's get the other ones.
Let's trust them to
speaking
get
of-
themselves.
So
We're
that was
working on it.
Finbar. Do you have any actions you want to take out there?
Can you dimension door back in and get one person in worst case scenario? Now that you know.
I've used all my 4th level spells.
Okay. Well, you can have this, and I'm gonna give him a cure wounds, real quick. 13. We're waiting for the other 2. Kyana, you doing all right in there?
Oh yeah, everything's fine. Can I have my turn,
The-
DM?
The Tleshalotl sleeps, and Delian's turn. Let's see if he
No.
gets.
Shit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the d6 for his recharge on Astral Step right here, because it's the difference between him having to physically crawl up this rock and taking a ton of movement, or making it. You want a 1, 2, or 3 on this d6.
1.
That's a 1.
Shame for
You
you.
lucky as shit. He's just going to he's got a ranged attack, but you guys have such good elevation over him. It's 30 feet up. He can't really get a he has Dimension Door, but it's gonna be his whole action to do it. So he'll blow a Dimension Door just to get up there. It's his entire action, and then he's going to he's gonna run over because he sees that
being
you're
big
attacking
and
the
flashy
Xenomancer.
and
So
punching his
5,
druid, yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He can't even quite get to you, but
Sure can't.
you see him rounding the corner now. This guy looks like he means fucking business. He's pissed. There's a purple simmering like scar or like wound around his neck that is from the slashing damage and the psychic that went into him from that crit.
Yikes.
Cool. Githyanki warriors, they're all going to take their bonus actions to do their once per day Misty Step and teleport up. So they're going to get up 30 feet. Right to the edge there. These guys as well. And then they got 30 feet, so...
Jesus Christ.
These guys can all get in around Kyana.
They're squishier though, right?
They are all minions, so they all have...
If I hit them, that's fine.
Yeah.
They are going to, they're going to step in between you and surround you. They're not rolling at advantage. They have a 4 to hit, but there's 5 of them, so they're rolling with a +8. An 18 to hit you.
My AC is 18.
So that will hit.
Meets it, beats it.
So that's 4 times 5, so that's, oh, you resist psychic damage, don't you?
I sure do.
Okay, so that is, 3 times 15 slashing damage.
Ow.
5 psychic halved to 2 psychic.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah. That's their
everything?
whole go. And then these guys can't actually they're gonna like move up to Dani here because they don't have any ranged or anything, so they're just gonna like, they can't even really all get into melee with you. Like a guy can kind of stand in that spot. And then, oh wait, no, this barrel's gone, so he'll stand there. And then the rest of them can't because there's walls and lava that they're not gonna fuck with. So you've got 3 next to you right now, Dani. And it's Kyana's turn.
I don't have enough bonus action disengages for this.
Well,
So
you
I'm
only
just
need
gonna-
1 disengage to get away from everyone.
Really?
A disengage gives you a condition where you're disengaging for your whole turn. So
Okay.
if you disengage now, you disengage from everyone.
Okay. That would let me close the distance back to Dani. Then I could use my action to grab her, but I couldn't also use my action to climb the wall.
Yep.
Which is the problem with not having the bonus action disengage.
tricky.
But if
Well,
if I don't bonus action disengage, leaving means every single one of these minions whacks me, and then I have to move through Endelian's threatened area.
Take the bonus action.
What is your jump distance?
What is my jump distance?
Hold on.
I don't know, DM.
Hold on. Calculator 5e. Jump calculator 5e. Thank
Here
you.
we go.
Fetch
Bust
one.
it out.
Okay. How tall? It doesn't actually matter. That's for your height jump. Your strength is currently a 19, correct?
Sure is.
All right. Assuming you use Step of the Wind, which will let you dash disengage on your bonus action, out a running start, your long jump is 18 feet horizontally. So that's what we're going to round up and say that's 20 feet. So
Okay, so I
you
could just jump. I could basically clear the lava.
You could clear the lava and land right in that square there with a bonus action to whether you want to disengage to avoid this attack of opportunity. It would just be 1 attack from all of them the same way that it just went down.
Then how much movement would I have left?
That would be 20 feet, so the rest of your, however...
Okay, but that's the same cost as bonus action disengage and running the distance. It doesn't actually gain me anything.
Well, it saves you... First of all, you don't have to run around the lava. You're jumping right over your lava. And if you jump over the lava, if you didn't disengage, if you dashed, then you would take 1 attack of opportunity from those minions, but you're clearing Endelian. You're moving past Endelian. So you would, if you want to take that risk on an attack of opportunity, they're rolling with a +8. They got a 50% chance of hitting you. And the only cost would be that you're risking an attack of opportunity from
the minions?
From the minions, yep.
I'll take it.
Which, I mean,
Let's
it could be
do
a crit, but alright, so go ahead, jump across the lava. I'm going to roll in front of the board here because if this is a crit, this is extremely bad news.
15,
but
20, thanks,
if
DM.
it's a miss, then it's extremely awesome. Here we go, 1d20 +8. That's a natural 1.
Easy.
Womp womp.
Okay.
It's a crit, but
So-
not the one you wanted. Okay, so my 20 jump clears the lava and gets me out of minion range.
Yeah, so actually we're going to narrate this after this is all done, once we've crossed all T's and dotted all I's.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my key point for this first of all, just for the step of the wind.
Step of the wind, jump. Yep, that's how you're able to do it to begin
Yeah.
with. You're dashing, so that's 20 feet.
I could have been using my telekinetic reprisal, but there's no time. It's fine. Okay.
there's just not enough
25,
time.
30, 35, 40. I'm gonna scoop Danny
boy.
Cool.
with my action.
if she allows it, then that's
Yeah,
totally
that's
fine.
Perfect.
Cool.
Scooped. And then that was 40 feet of movement. Since I've dashed, I have 90 total for the round.
Yes.
All 50 of that is going straight up the wall and into the chute.
Okay.
I assume she has to put me down.
If there's a way to
hit the
block it behind
chute.
us, that would be fantastic, but I'm not going to be picky.
I'm going to just ask. This is because it's just you're squeezing both of yourselves in here.
Yeah, I assume she can't carry me into the chute. Like, you can get me up there, but then...
I think I can shove her into the chute in front of me.
You can. What you want though, what you want is to not be seen anymore. You don't want line of sight. So I'm gonna ask
If I have...
you to
you
roll.
said it was 40 feet, so
No.
50,
You can get. Yeah, but it's
50
like
takes us into the chute.
Yes, it does. But again, imagine you're having to move Dani weirdly, right? So we're gonna
Yes.
make a check here, and it's not gonna be a high DC. But I'm gonna ask you to roll on acrobatics, and I'm just gonna say a DC of 10 to see if you can thread this final needle.
Acrobatics, I have a +6.
Okay.
I'm not rolling this with any sort of advantage, and both of my dice have been real bitches to me tonight, so let's
You just
let's
gotta hit
see.
a 4.
4 or higher.
12. So,
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
18.
Jesus Christ.
Tuck in!
Yeah, if you'd missed that, the spellcaster was up next. But Kyana, Red, please describe, because that was, you just probably saved both you and Dani's lives. Please describe how those last 6 seconds just went down.
Oh boy. Like a full twisty flip handspring out of the melee of all the dudes. And since they rolled a nat 1, I'd like to hope that like 2 of the minions kind of like accidentally whacked each other in the face when they were aiming for me, circular firing squad style. Kind of bounced off my hands when I hit the 20-foot mark, scooted the rest of the way, snagged Dani with one of the astral arms, clawed my way up the wall, and just like into the chute.
Yeah, you made it through. For dramatics, what happens is you make it in, shove her, and begin to crawl. And as you do, you hear a last swear and gif, and then behind you, a spectral wall appears as she casts Force Cage to try to trap you guys in there. But being able to make it into this, like, geometry is wacky, she doesn't see exactly where you are, tunnel has gotten you out of the range of it. And effectively combat drops unless there's anything else anyone wants to do.
Oh my god, okay.
And just a bunch of astral bolts like skid off the rock behind you as Endelian tries to catch up to you. Tries to shoot after you.
If we're
Tries to shoot after
hustling
you.
up the tube, if there's any sort of like
We're hustling.
nexus point where all the tubes connect, I would maybe drop a shatter behind us, like if we got like 30 feet up, so that we could try and close off as many routes as possible on our way out.
You want to, let's say one, as you scramble up, one final shatter to make sure no one is following you, because indeed, it's totally possible they could have sent some minions after you on that one.
Yeah.
There's a shards of obsidian go flying, and lucky you've got your glasses on to prevent you from, taking any of that in the eye. But completely devastating. I mean, if you want to roll for damage, it'd be pretty devastating. It's an object.
Why not? I haven't done any damage yet this session.
I was gonna say, I feel bad. Dani didn't really get to do a whole lot this fight.
Dani was the only one who stuck to the goddamn plan.
You shockingly lived, and the way things went down, that was not a guarantee.
That's pretty good.
I didn't know about that 12th guy.
That would have been 17 points of damage from shatter. I rolled a 6.
Just
5, a 6,
just
and a 5.
collapses behind you, and you guys scurry out, the cloud following behind you of like ash and shattered metamorphic rock.
Oh,
Igneous?
boy.
Am I right?
Igneous.
Doesn't matter.
Go,
Igneous
Go,
rock.
fire being involved.
First
I
commanding!
know.
Everyone start moving! We cannot be on this volcano any
Is it
longer!
I spilled all my dice.
No.
You guys emerge skidding, coughing, sweating from the fire, from the side of the volcano, and sliding down as, I assume you're just going as fast as you can.
Run!
We're booking
Go!
it.
You see standing up and dusting themselves off Finbar and Fearla out in just the middle of this field.
Just run up to whichever one of them is closer to and like kick him in the butt, like, go!
Alright, yeah, we're moving. We're going to find...
Okay.
Oh god, what was their name? Mandy?
Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
we're
come
finding
up
them.
on the Inferno Road. Mandy is long since run out of cigarettes and is just like fucking around. Sees you
we should've
approach,
come
says, how
No.
we
We gotta go. We
Run.
gotta go. We
Like,
gotta go.
run
we gotta
past
go.
onto the Strider and like flick one of my
Yeah, no, I
cigarettes
got
to
that.
Mandy and just like toss a burnt, like, you know, produce flame, like light it. Or I'll be like, we gotta go.
All right, yeah. They're like, oh, it's one of those chops. All right, yeah. Takes the reins, flicks them.
Jock,
You guys
start the
get
plane.
the fuck out of Dodge.
If Otto
Return
wants it
to
to be
brass.
not one of those jobs.
You're
He needs to plan them better.
Wait, plan the.
wind whistling through your hair. You see they go, so, how much we score?
Giant-sized barrel of it.
Shit, yeah. I mean, you know. When are we picking up the rest, though?
I'd like to make an inside check to see
what?
if Mandy is fucking with us.
Roll an insight check.
18.
Mandy just assumes you made some sort of deal to get it. So far,
Oh.
actually, that's probably a stupid assumption of Mandy because you're running away.
We
So,
came out
I
on
guess
fire and yelling.
that's actually a bad interpretation. DM has to apologize and retcon that. Mandy understands what's going on and is fucking with you. I was gonna say you came out yelling. Man, this is exactly the kind of thing Mandy would expect. They told you that stealing was totally an option. So fantastic. You guys make your way back. Pay a gold to take a gondola back
in the
up to the
turnstile
City of
again.
Brass.
Dani hasn't paid for a
Turnstile.
gondola ride in her life, and she doesn't intend to start now.
And me on the T. Fantastic. And return to Brass. A quick logistic question. How do you get the barrel that's now too big to come
Could
out of
I
the opening?
shove my hand in, think of the barrel, cast reduce, and then pull it out?
Works for me.
Cool.
Yay!
Do you still have a second level spell
I have
slot
one
to-
more
to
left.
chunk up?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've cast
You
3
make it-
spells this session, and they are all level 2.
If not, I had enlarged, reduced,
Yeah.
repaired. So
Oh, there you go. You guys could have shrunk the Tlexolotl twice.
Could've.
you
Would
can't.
does that work?
Creature can't be
Can't
under
be
the
under the
effect
effect
of.
of reduce twice.
Oh, it can't? That's too bad.
We had this question
Well,
come up.
I would have allowed it.
No.
The D&D developers simply lack vision.
I would have allowed it. That would have been fun. Anyway.
I want to go back and save it, but I also don't want to get stabbed.
I mean, we come prepared next time. We could
We
blow the whole thing up.
have been doing we have been doing well, so it was really only a matter of time before luck would shift.
Oh my god, you're a bunch of Boy Scouts. That was clearly a situation where we needed to be doing a crime and just okay with it. And you're like, no, we'll work with the Giants. And then like, no, we're not going to work with the Gith because we're like antithetically opposed. We're going to work with the Gith. Ah! You know what? It's fine.
What's
we
a
got
Boy
the-
Scout?
I understand that sometimes, typically, our jobs have been pretty noble
Red takes 1d6 psychic damage.
up till now. But
I resist.
Otto is not a noble guy, and I don't know how your lives have been up to this point, but mine has not been particularly noble. And that's the kind of shit that you gotta be okay with getting a little dirty for, or else it goes to shit like that. But if we're not okay with these kind of jobs, you gotta just be upfront in the future, or else we're gonna be trying to find noble solutions to jobs that just need to be down and dirty.
Dani, I have had no problem doing jobs for Otto before. I had thought that the path with diplomacy would not end in that. I was wrong. I do not like Otto. I will be upfront with you on that. I do not like how he very clearly is trying to mask his authority and desire for control over us with a thin veneer of smiles and empty platitudes. I do not like how the moment I woke up, I have been entered into servitude to not even pay off the debt of my ship. I work for him now. I do not like that.
Yeah, he's kind of the one part of this that sucks, you know?
But I have not complained before. I have not. Believe me, if things had gone differently, I do not think there would have been a fight. but I was not well prepared, and I was just unlucky. And I am sorry that things went to that. I understand your anger, but do not doubt my loyalty to you and this group. If we will do crime, we will do crime.
Look, I'm not trying to justify Otto. I grew up with him, I know what he's like, and I'm used to it. And I get that it's frustrating. But the loyalty thing is kind of exactly the problem here. If we are going to be getting our hands dirty, that is not on the table. I care a lot about you guys, and I would rather we all get out of everything okay, but jobs like this mean that you have to be willing to sacrifice ideals sometimes, and I don't think that any of the three of you are really ready to do that. So if that is the case, we gotta leave that shit to Mandy. And that means maybe being more upfront with Otto about jobs like this. He's the worst, but he's also not completely unreasonable. Look, I'm sorry. I got frustrated. I probably wasn't great at explaining myself in this case, and I'm the only one who has any context for Otto, but this just went wrong in exactly the ways I kind of thought it was going to. And I don't know, you guys care about your ideals over survival, so I don't want to make you sacrifice them in the future, but if we keep working for Otto the way we've been working for Otto, you're gonna have to get used to that. So something needs to give, and it's gotta be in either direction.
I'll go to bat for our original plan. If I stealthed along with you, we would be caught a lot sooner. This was what I thought was the best compromise. But if you feel as though we were to be in a situation like this again, I'll go with what you say, no questions asked.
I think we're overthinking this. I mean, obviously that didn't go great, and I don't like the situation that Otto put us in, and, you know, given the choice, I wouldn't do this kind of thing. But that's not really what bothers me. I don't like how much of a hold Otto has on you and us, because we, you know, I mean, you say loyalty doesn't factor into it, but wherever you go, we're gonna go. You know, it's not about, oh, I don't want to get my hands dirty. It's, you know, we wouldn't leave you alone doing something like this. I just don't. I've been in things like this before, where you know it's bad, and that's all you have to go on, that you know it's bad somehow, that you can feel that it's not right, even if everyone around you is acting like it is. And I don't want to put myself back there if I can help it. So
Finbar has kind of been nursing the wound that he had earlier. He said,
please left another heal on that.
you know what? Yeah, no, we probably should have went with Danny's plan. Next time you gotta take lead on that. We'll make sure to give you that much. But as for Otto, I have a plan to get that shit out from under him. But until that works out.
What do you mean you have a plan to get that ship out from under him?
It ain't gonna be easy. But the guild has some powerful connections, and I asked for a little favor on my way out. So
none of us agreed to that, Finbar.
It's not your ship.
It's not going to be my ship when it gets free. It's going to be our ship.
It sounds like it's going to be the guild ship.
It's easier to get it back from the guild than it would be from Otto. I'll tell you that much.
Finbar, I appreciate the gesture, because I know that I haven't been vocal. I know that I have been vocal for my disdain for Otto, but I am loyal to Dani and the rest of the crew, which means that if Dani is loyal to Otto, by proxy, I need to do what he says. I had no intention of taking the ship from him as much as I would like to. I can say all I want and dream and wish, but if I have to get my hands dirty, if we have to get our hands dirty every so often in exchange for riding as freely as we do, then so be it. I do not think it is amiss to talk to Otto with regards to...
You want to keep doing jobs like this?
No.
I have no problems with doing them, but...
If I did... I will be completely frank.
Yes.
If I did not care for Dani a single bit, I would have taken the ship long ago, and you would have never seen me. But Dani brought me back, and as much as I hate to admit it, so did Otto. So you may say that loyalty should not factor into this, but that is the only reason why I'm complying with what we are doing.
It's weird. You know, the only reason I got to you guys is because I broke my loyalty. And that's what I always do when it gets, when I have to choose. And I don't want to have to make that choice between what I think is right and you, who I've never had something like this before, and it was easy to leave there, but it wouldn't be easy here, and I don't want to think about that. So if we could stop thinking about that, that would be really nice. I don't know.
All right, well, no one's talking about
I think-
splitting up the crew. Let's get...
I think we're in agreement that from now on, any jobs that we do on behalf of Otto, we will let Dani take point.
Let me talk to Otto. I think I can work something out.
And, Kyana, to assuage your fears, there is nothing that will let me shake my loyalty to your group, to this crew.
Yeah. All right.
Let's get back home.
If you wanted to make an insight check on that,
I would
literally
love to make an insight check on that.
I waggled my fucking magic for the audience. I waggled my little ring finger because that's a pretty clear
It's happening, baby. Well, that's a 13 total.
How does Virla feel? Does that feel like that? What kind of information, Noir, do you think a 13 would reveal?
He says it with as much conviction as he can, but you know that there is one other thing that could potentially shake his loyalty, but that shouldn't really be a problem right now. Virla hasn't made any indication that he wants to look for his old crew.
Yeah.
So
The information I have is that and the thing I clocked earlier that you really, really, really wanted the ring. That's all I've got to go on right now, and that's fine where it is as far as I'm concerned.
Fair enough.
Amazing.
I assume we're back at the heap because we pulled the metal out of the bag.
Yes. This is...
Before we head back... Wait, hold on, wait. No, we weren't on the gondol, never mind. I thought that Mandy was listening to this whole conversation.
Oh, Jesus, no.
No, Mandy's sort of your handler, but, like, imagine someone who really doesn't want... They don't really want the job at all, so it's easy enough for you before entering the heap to pull aside and kind of talk.
Sure.
Yeah.
They need to get, they go into a corner store to go buy another pack of smokes.
A Wawa. No. This is the city of Philadelphia. No. If the group is kind of having their solemn moment, Dani will start to sort of trot off towards Otto's office to converse.
You don't need to make it all the way to his office. He waits not that far inside the gates for all of you to arrive. It seems he's... I mean, did he know you were coming, or was he here? Like, it's a little unclear, but he certainly is there, and is like, there's not a chance for you guys to all split up. He's found you all as the four group.
Sounds like they're taking an emotionally loaded tete-a-tete over there. Hope they hurry that up.
You guys enter, and not far beyond the entrance to the heap, there stands Otto. Well, back very soon. I assume that's because you do your work so well.
We got your bag of liquid metal. And I'll do the whole reduce jump out of the bag, and then it grows big again on the side. You're gonna need Zax for that one.
I do not think you can hire us to take any more from that place again. We did not acquire
going
it
back
diplomatically.
Going back's gonna be tough.
Sad to hear that, but, well, we're no worse off than we were before when it was only Mandy, and, well, we're gonna make a pretty gold off of this one. Slaps the barrel. You did good work. Very happy to see that you pulled together and saw this job through with such efficiency, too. Very impressive.
Anyway, I thought that since you've done such a good job, I would give you a little reward. Thought perhaps you deserved some time off.
And I assume that time off doesn't come with the ship.
Oh, no, my ship will be staying here.
Yeah, all right. Dani's gonna run up, grab Otto's collar, and start dragging him towards his office. We gotta talk.
All right.
Make an athletics check.
Athletics. Ooh. Is Dani good at this?
Oh, man.
She's fine. 19? 18
Oh.
plus 1?
Shit, actually, I rolled... Jesus Christ, I have to look up some stats real quick. Do you know how few numbers needed to be rolled that I would have to look up? Either, like, the odds were that it was either going to be way too low or way too high for it to matter. And then when you rolled high, it almost certainly... Hold on, give me a sec. Okay.
You could
Stats
just
for Otto?
flavor it as like, oh, it's a character moment. It's fine.
No, yeah, it's... Okay, yeah, you pull, There's definitely some surprise kind of taking him here, where you kind of get your moments.
Send Zax over as we go by, like, Zax, there's a giant pot of metal you need to get, and then throw Otto in his office, like, close the door. Excellent, Zax.
How you doing, Zax?
Okay, the conversation happens off screen. Zax just goes and acts on the rest of the episode.
I need to be clear, Zax can speak. Just an A's or a few words.
Yeah. I love that about him.
Cool. So you're going fully going
conversationalist.
into the office?
Yeah.
Cool. Door slams, pulls off, straightens jacket. I want you to know that I allowed that.
Sure you did. I've worked for you for years because you helped me not die alone in the streets. Those guys would be fine not working for you. So if you want to keep pulling this bullshit and pushing me around, whatever. But you can't do it to them because they don't fucking get it. And also, they don't fucking care. We came very...
You want to talk about bullshit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you left alone for a few weeks with a job in the city that Mandy clearly couldn't do, so you just had to wait for the better talent to come around, and they brought you boons from several different places, including great connections in Sigil and some extra cash? Oh, sure, how terrible for you. Now you have all this liquid gold sitting around. It must be awful for you to have waited a few weeks for that when you've had your whole life to do better, but suddenly this one crew can do it for you in a few days. Get your shit together, man. I could walk away and work for anyone else in the city, no problem now. I don't owe you anything, and you don't even pay me enough to stick around. I do it because you were very good to me once. But me and the crew could be gone. We could make enough money to get the ship from you, no problem. Or, frankly, we could take it because I'll remind you that the one who fixed it up is me, and if we just shred the deed, you're done for. I don't care about doing shady shit, and I don't mind working for you. But you have been treating them all like they're me, and like they care about you, and that's not the case. Those three don't give a shit about you, Otto. And frankly, I'm starting not to either. So either start treating them like freaking human beings, or you're gonna find yourself with a ship that you can't maintain and no one's skilled enough to make it go fucking anywhere. You're back at a heap of scrap. Which, I don't know, looking around, seems like you've got too much of already.
There's a silence, a heavy one, as you finish all of that. Whether they or you care about me is frankly none of my concern. But the ship is the single greatest asset that the heap has. Do you know you complain about how little you're paid? Do you know how much it costs to maintain and run even a place that's nicknamed the Heap in the city of Brass, the most wealthy city in all the Planescape, so much so that it is carved from precious metals? Do you know what it costs to keep our prime real estate here on the docks? Do you know what it costs to feed the dozen people who live and work here to keep them clothed and housed and fed. They don't get to go on adventures. This is their home. It's all they know. And their love, like yours, is none of my concern. Their safety and their livelihoods is love me or hate me. When you take that ship and you gander about, what you are costing them is opportunity. And I know you don't want to do that. I don't want our relationship to be strained. I don't want your crew to loathe me. I don't want you to abandon this. But all those things are of no concern in the face of the responsibilities that I hold here. So let me be very clear. You will take your time off. You will return under whatever leash I decide is most appropriate to seeing the Aspera run as efficiently and effectively as it can. And you speak of tearing up a contract. Do you know where it's kept? Have you even the foggiest idea? Let me show you. He opens the door, he pushes you outside. He says, you see, he speaks to the air. I, Otto, signator of contract 3133405, call upon the Hall of Concordance to enforce the terms bound in the heart of law. You see there is a shimmer and a clap as there's like a vibration that spreads out the air and then collapses. You've seen Modrons before, so the design echoes, but this one is not a small sphere. This construct stands about 12 feet tall. The middle part is circular with one single eye, that Modron design, but it has huge arms that come down the sides, these heavy legs, and spikes coming out of the silver body all around. In the center of its body under the eye, you see gold plated, inside of which is inscription, the contract signed in the Hall of Concordance in Sigil, the Embassy of Utmost Law, with Otto's name, Virla's name, and Dan's name signed underneath it.
Wait, hold on.
You hear
three-way ownership? Is that? Did I say that right?
It's the agreement is that he owns the ship, and that you guys
and we agreed. Okay,
you agreed to it from You see this plane shifts in, and you hear, "I am inevitable 3133405-F. In what manner may I enforce the bonds of our contract? Signator Otto." See, Otto says, "No, simply your presence is enough. Please, watch the ship. People may walk on it, take what they need. I don't care. But if it moves a foot from the deck, bring it back." There's no words. The machine, the inevitable, just turns and stalks off through the heap. You see people like kind of step back as it walks through, this imposing figure. He turns to you, he says, "Enjoy your time off. Take the sending stone. I'll let you know when we figured something out."
Otto, I always really thought
Turns
you were
back into his office.
the smartest guy I knew. I don't think that anymore. You're gonna push away the only goddamn person in this entire city, in the entire planescape, who knows how to keep that ship working. And you're gonna push away everyone on that ship who knows how to make it do good things. So I hope you enjoy your time off from us, because your ship is going to make no money. And you're gonna find yourself wishing that we were out there, getting on our little adventures in the planescape, messing things up, and making sure that you can maintain your little illusion of being the good guy around the heap. Have a nice vacation.
I'll walk out.
So what I'm hearing is two things. The heap needs to unionize, and we need to buy the heap.
I can't believe we thought this was going to be the Virla season.
I know, right?
I know, right?
The only thing is just that teaser in the beginning. Everything else is Dani, baby. We'll get to Virla at the end.
Finbar,
What would you like
I
to do?
imagine Finbar watches this thing materialize and sort of auto-enforce his will. And he's gonna walk up to Dani and be like, Dani, I know you're smart. I know you're a little angry right now. But the Planescape is a big place. And there's a lot of dangerous folks out there. Otto is nothing compared to some of the things that we are capable of with or without that ship. So, he's giving us some time off. We gotta come back better and harder. And we're gonna do that together. And we're gonna get back that ship. Alright?
Finbar, I mean this with the greatest possible respect, but I've been taking care of myself from dangerous people for a heck of a lot longer than any of you have. And that ship's about the only thing that I've ever really cared about. So yeah, we're gonna come back better. But we're getting that ship.
Alright.
Can I have been far enough away, but still close enough so that I could read the lips of that entire conversation?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, Villa.
Alright, y'all. Let's take a quick stop. I gotta go pick something up.
Okay.
Oh, your ankle?
I'm gonna go back to the.
You
I'm gonna go back to the Paraspera and just check that everything is there in my room.
Oh, I gotta get plugged.
You see, everything is fine, untouched. Plug comes to you and kind of like, he's been alone for like most of the day, right? So like kind of does like a rubbing on your leg circular, and then goes to jump up on your hammock. As Plug is midair, everything slows down, goes black and white, and freezes around you. As
It's still the Virla season.
stepping up from next to you, Mistra, who has cast Time Stop, says to you,
Yes.
well, so far so good, I would say.
That was good. I'm glad your bar is that low.
It's gonna be one hell of a season. Oh my god.
We're duking it out for whose season it is.
Oh no, this is.
I
This
hope
is
there
gonna be
wasn't
so
anything
good.
important in the volcano you wanted me to find. There was a fucking teshalotl in there.
No, you did quite well there.
Aww.
Okay.
It was
Is this?
experience. Informative for you, I'm sure.
She just needs
Okay.
you to be higher level, man.
Don't worry.
Is this
I know
around the
that,
time that you would give?
I know that this,
Is this-
scenario, she waves to her ship. Don't worry, I know that this scenario seems troubling, but we have a bargain. I will see to making this work in our favor. In the meantime, you have business to attend to in Mechanus.
Ooh.
I am aware.
We will speak again. Well done. Vila.
What?
Oh, she pauses
Is this-
as she
is
turns
this
to walk out
around-
the door.
Have I been given information yet, or is that still yet to come? If this is a softball, then you're really making me work for it, which is what I asked for, and so I cannot complain.
You'll get information when you start asking the right questions.
Oh.
Yes, lady.
Ooh.
Goodbye. Everything comes back to color. Plug lands in the hammock, and
Sneeze.
I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and close episode 1
Yeah.
of
Christ.
season 3. Next episode, Tales of the Planescape. Everyone's going to get their own solo adventure.
Wait, literally, you took Appa away from us.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have seen this coming. You took Appa away from us.
For those at
All
home, you have
right.
to know that we were discussing options for our own Tales of Ba Sing Se episode, and none of us anticipated that our Appa would be stolen to facilitate it. No, we should have figured that out.
So,
Yeah.
next week, highly experimental, super excited. Hope people had fun. Oh my goodness, what a
This is gonna be great.
Oh man,
What a-
Danny taking inspiration for that role play. That was phenomenal.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
hell yeah.
Sure.
Finbar, real quick, you absolutely get, because we're gonna pick up in media res for each of these downtime activities. So go ahead and pick up your acorn though. That is taken care of. I'll have to look and see if you still owe gold, but if we can just take care of that off.
What is
camera.
the acorn?
And,
What's
it's
the
a
golden
source
fleece
So you'll
for?
see.
touche. Oh, that's so good. All right. Wow. Thank you guys for coming along. It's so exciting to be back.
Crap.
Poor Tleshalotl. I love that little guy.
I tried,
And,
man.
Kiana's Tale of
We
Bob.
no, it
really
was-
have a laundry list of things we got to return
Yeah.
to between like Stranger, the Tleshalotl.
You guys went to a no-win. This was a no-win scenario. That was the whole challenge of this.
Yeah.
There was like the Giants weren't gonna like you, the Gith weren't gonna like you, and stealing it
Yeah.
was not gonna be easy. Like there was no good option. You guys had to wear. That was
Yeah.
Otto wouldn't have needed you if there were good options to take. You know.
I can't believe you Kobayashi Maru'd us.
Yeah, but we should have
it
cooked it.
worked
We should have
out.
found a way to make us. We should have found a way.
I think excessive violence might have worked eventually, but
Not without some casualties.
not with that fucking silver
Azelian,
sword.
oh boy,
No.
he got me down to 19 in one hit. I would not survive another round.
I took 60 points.
Those are
Yeah.
the Gith Yankee Gish are the masters of combat and arcane or psionics for them.
Yeah.
They are like they're about as badass as they're like one-man armies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't our fault for splitting the
Yeah,
party.
but-
You were just being an ass.
they put him to he killed 3 fire giants who are also
I thought
no
they
joke
were
by the way.
bluffing.
Yeah.
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 Those
why I
those
thought they were
dudes don't
bluffing,
fuck
because-
around.
Because that's
We fought
ridiculous.
Gith before.
Sometimes,
They
hey,
don't
that
not wear
bad.
armor because they're pacifists.
sometimes in D&D,
Yeah.
you gotta fuck around and find out. Usually, that means
Yup.
that
Yeah.
Dani does some area of effect damage, and this time, it meant that we found out. So join us next week as we do that shit again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Feel Adventure, Dani Adventure, Finbar Adventure, Kyana Adventure. It's so exciting. Thank
Yeah.
you everyone for coming. See you for the rest of the season. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's adventure on Rolling with Difficulty. We'll be back next week with a new installment, but if you miss us before then, check out the Rolling with Difficulty Discord. Chat with other fans, check out some cool fan art, and more. Got a question for the pod? Feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. And if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for even more exclusive content. Links to all this and more can be found in the show notes below.